OMG.
And today is episode 83 of the OG podcast. 83.
Nice.
Weren't you born in 83?
I sure was. How about that?
I
Man,
know.
that boy
Damn.
remembers. Dang.
Wait.
That's cool. That's legit right there. When you remember your boy's birth year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah, you've been my homie for too long not to remember my or not for me not to remember your birth year. Although I do have a confession. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
remember one of our good friends' birthday, and it was kind of
Uh-oh.
funny. When I was like, "Oh, your birthday is August 7th, right?" He was like, "No, it's the 1st." I was like, "Oh."
That's funny.
But that's okay. He never remembers my birthday either, so it's all good.
You're even.
Yeah. I think out of all of us, like, we are like me, you, and Chris are the only ones that like really remember each other's birthday. Like, as far as like like in is it me concerned? Like, I don't remember anybody else's birthday but yours and Chris's. That's it. Out of the
Fair
group
enough.
anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're all born in July, so it's a bit easier.
Yeah.
As he croaks and dies on camera.
Yep. Guys saying, "See, you don't remember your friend's birthday, Mel," but I remember a certain somebody. I don't want to say names on stream, but I remember a certain somebody used to get your birthday confused with an old female friend of ours. That was pretty funny.
Nice.
Used to date her back in the day in school, but
One of those.
yeah, her birthday was like the day after you or the day before yours.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
That
and
makes sense.
yeah, and that friend used to date her too. But what
Nice.
yeah, I think you know who I'm talking about if I don't spell it
I
out.
do. I just don't want to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was pretty funny. Yeah, speaking of which, that person still tries to hit me up. It's kind of funny.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just hit the ignore button. Well, Facebook don't have an ignore button, but it needs an ignore button. I would like an ignore button.
I just ignore them. That's all. I don't need a button. I just say, "Oh, you're trying to hit me up. All right. Well, moving on with my life."
I guess the ignore button is a block button, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if you really want to get rid of me, I block them's the way to do it.
Yeah, very true. I haven't had to block nobody lately. Mostly on Twitter. I block people on Twitter.
I've only blocked one person, but that's because of a long issue that me and somebody had, which is sad because it was a fellow Christian too. But unfortunately, we're doing Christian ways, and it was to the point to where he was just going to be toxic in my life with the way that he was coming at me with the situation that we had a major disagreement on. So rather than let it escalate, I just ended it and then blocked them. Got rid of all the information, and we're done, kind of a thing.
Let me clarify on that. OMG's not saying if you don't follow his Christian ways, like, you can't talk to him or block him. But this person was trying to impress his, like, force his way onto OMG, and OMG doesn't force his Christian ways on anybody else, so it shouldn't be that way. When it becomes like, when you become like forceful, or you just don't love somebody where they're at, like, that's when it become in the blocker mode, as I would say.
Yeah, they become toxic, and you just gotta let them go.
Right. I just had to clarify that real quick because the way it could have came across was, so if I'm not Christian, you gonna block me? No. No.
I have a lot of friends that are not Christian, but they're still cool. So I don't want to give the wrong impression.
Yeah.
The problem, what made this worse is this other person was also a Christian. He just, it was a long story that I really don't want to get into. But yeah, I've had to block one person due to some major problems we had, and I didn't want it to escalate and spill over to other parts of my life or other people I know. So that's kind of what that was. Sometimes you gotta protect yourself and others.
Yeah, I tend to block off people that most of the time that I end up blocking people, the ones that are say you're your friends, but then they're in your DM speaking negative to you, to your face. Those are the ones I tend to block, because Yeah, if you really supported me, then why you being negative? You know. Yo, what up, Crudo with that raid? 5 viewers, let's go. So those are the ones I tend to block. I feel like, cause you could be like, and see, a lot of people get this twisted, and I don't know why I'm going this route, but hey, it's our podcast. We can do what we want. A lot of people they think that if you're being positive means that you always say yes to things. No, being positive, you can tell somebody you don't like so. Yo, Christy with a 12 viewer raid.
Nice.
Man, let's go. You could tell somebody no, like you don't like something, in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? You could say, you could be criticism. You could be critic. You can give somebody criticism in a positive way, to where even though like you're saying, hey bro, this doesn't work, you could still build them up, and that's like being a real positive friend. So when I say be like positive, that doesn't mean like I'm talking about like yes man, but so many times in life when we think of positivity, like we simple it down to like people just agreeing with you, and no, that's not being positive, because in a sense, if somebody's always agreeing with you, that's actually kind of negative, because they're not being honest to yourself. But what I'm saying is, you can always be honest to somebody, but in a positive way. There's a positive way of doing a lot of things, everything. You can do everything in a positive way. You can even break up with somebody in a positive way. It may not seem that way, but if you both talk it out and both agree in a mutual sense, guess what? You did it in a positive way, to where you guys could still become friends. And maybe later on.
It doesn't happen very often, but yeah, it does happen.
Yeah. Yo, Christy, thank you so much for that raid. Crew Dog, thank you so much for that raid, man. You guys are lit and awesome. Shout outs to Crew Dog, man, for showing me the Stream Elements plugin, bro. I really like it a lot. Yo, I'm just gonna say Octo. I'm just gonna call you Octo. Thank you so much for that host, man. Much appreciated.
People are hyped today.
Yeah, man. The audience is lit today. Much appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Again, if you miss the live stream and you want to catch up on some past episodes, you can catch out the past episodes on YouTube, and you can also catch the past episodes on SoundCloud. And Stitcher.
And Stitcher.
It's called OG Podcast, but for some reason when you Google it, it doesn't come up. But if you Google my name, like, it comes up. So I don't know why. I have been thrashing my brain against it, because I really don't want it to be just my name. I want it to be like our name, but it's gonna work out eventually.
Yeah, it's fine.
Octo is good, yo. When I think of Octo, I don't know why, but I think of like that guy from Metal Gear Solid, the guy that was always helping Snake, even though that wasn't his real name. But it rings a bell somehow. I don't know. Maybe it's probably something in my coffee. Maybe.
Someone spiked it a little bit.
Yeah, it might get a little pep in my step. But anyway, without further ado, how was your week, OMG?
It was pretty good. Put in some overtime like I've been doing so that I can, do better in life. You got to live differently now so you can live differently later. And I'll have to explain that one day in the future when I get there. But other than that, I mean, doing lots of gaming, mainly because your boy Handy decided to let everyone know that I was doing my top 5 mobile games this year. And I actually forgot that I actually did this last year too, but this time I put more effort into it, because since I played so many games, I actually had to go back and reinstall all the other games I played in the past just to see if they still hold up to today, or some of the newer games better than the older games. So I spent like a good chunk of like Monday after work, and then yesterday like really going hard playing all these old games and learning and seeing am I really enjoying it or not. So my list for this year is going to be mostly different from last year. There's only one game from last year that made it to this year's top 5.
Oh.
The other four are going to be
Hmm.
different from last year's top five. But I'll get into that when we get to that part. Also, late last night, I actually watched the grand finals of all the games for Evo, and oh my god, it was hype.
Yo, yo,
It
yo,
was
Bezoy, thank you so much for that host, man. Go ahead.
We'll be talking about this later, but yeah, I did catch the grand finals of Evo, and it was super hype. I remember why I used to be in the FGC crowd, and I have to tell you, like because I've been competitive in different types of games, the fighting game crowd to me has been like the most hyped community I've ever been in for freaking competitive gaming. When I used to play like other games, when I go to big events, the crowd was kind of dull. It was kind of like, oh, sometimes they clapped a little bit, which was nice, but it wasn't exciting. But whenever you go to like a major fighting tournament or even some local fighting tournaments, like people just get lit. Like it goes hard. But I'll touch more on that when we actually get to that subject. So yes, spoiler alert, we'll also be talking a little bit about Evo later because I have to discuss it. Like I
Mm,
just it wouldn't do it justice if I didn't bring it up later or if someone else didn't bring it up. So that'll be
definitely,
later on today. But so I
definitely,
did catch a tail end of that. I did, do a lot of gaming on the background and putting in that World OT.
man. And we will be talking about how H1Z1 is out of beta already. As of out of console battle royale, it's beat PUBG console and it's beat Fortnite console. It's already out of beta. I actually played it. I will give you my thoughts later. Also, Hammond the hamster in Overwatch is in rank mode. I also did that yesterday too, last night. And I will be giving you my thoughts on that. They made a lot of changes on him, so I definitely got a lot of things to talk about, except for the two major topics. I know a lot of people are wanting to know what happened with good old Fortnite, and they want to know. Everybody wants to know, Handy, what do you think of the beta? Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I was thinking about making a video, like I normally do every year, but I was like, you know what? We have a podcast, so like I'm gonna save it for the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just good content. The only thing I didn't like, the reason why I was thinking, I was like, man, I don't want to get like off train of thought, but I mean, it's all good. It's the podcast. It'll all be done in love, because my opinion and a lot of other people's opinion are probably gonna be like left field, because I'm a left field kind of guy. I tend to pick things out that a lot of people don't catch up on. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, you guys stick around. And again, if you don't, it's okay. I still love you anyway. You can check
You
it
can
out.
always watch it later
You could always watch it later or listen to it on Stitcher or SoundCloud. So,
or YouTube.
or YouTube, you know. Listening is the best way, in my opinion, to do this podcast, is to do a listening thing. But my week has been pretty crazy. Um, I went Friday, no, Saturday. I went to the Whitty Museum. I took my nephew to the Whitty Museum. Actually, it was the first time I've ever been to the Whitty Museum.
Hmm.
They had like some dinosaur dinosaur thing um exhibit, and so we took him there. He like loves dinosaurs and stuff. Then they had
Oh,
like
cool.
this thing about like Texas, which you got to learn a lot of stuff about Texas. Then they had a science exhibit, but I don't think we made it to the science exhibit, because the museum closed like an hour early than what it said it was gonna close.
Hmm.
So we didn't get to like do the whole thing we wanted to do, but I didn't care because it was like my 7 or 8 year old. I think he's 8. It was like my 8 year old nephew, so he got to enjoy it. So that's all that matters. Although I did kind of feel kind of ripped off, because that they should have told us like they should have been like truthful on their times. You know what I'm saying? Because I did pay $80 something, and so because The museums are smart. Let me tell you what. You don't pay you don't pay just like one ticket to go to to the whole museum. Like there's certain sections have different tickets. So like if you want to go to the for I'm using this as an example. This isn't fact. If you want to go to like the dinosaur part, that's another $20. You want to go to the science part, that's another $20. You want to go to the other part, that's another $20. That's kind of smart, but dang, man, I was like, oh my Jesus. I mean, I understand it's for them to make money, and to preserve history and all
The
that.
microtransactions.
Yeah, see, microtransactions have been a thing. I'm just saying. But people don't realize that they're paying a microtransaction. But think about it. It's like
I'm honestly just joking, but
no, but if you think about it seriously, look at the museum as a game, right? Look at the museum as a game, right? And you buy the game, right? Let's say we'll call the museum a game. And so you buy the museum game. But to access the whole game, which we'll call the dinosaur exhibit, a DLC. So,
yep.
So
Dinosaur DLC.
Dinosaur DLC, Texas DLC, Science DLC. You got to pay $20 just to access that DLC. So, like, microtransactions, like, that's kind of funny you bring that up because that is so true. That's so true. But you know what it is people complain about it more so now because it's people like are more into the gaming and they see the gaming more than anything. People don't realize what you're paying for. People don't realize what you're paying for when you go to a museum. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh well, it's for a good cause. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, let's see it differently.
What we're talking about I took my nephew to the museum, Goosinator. We're touching up on our week, and I was telling people how to go to certain parts of the museum you gotta pay, like another $20 fee or something like that.
And I just joked that it was a microtransaction, and that's kind of what started it.
Oh, and get this. They got a season pass. I mean, it's not called a season pass. It's called a membership. But if you pay a $90 membership, you don't have to pay all that. You just pay $7. So, but that's funny that you bring it up like that because I was like, dang, that makes a lot of sense. Because if you buy the season, and the guy tried to press it too. He's like, well, if you buy the season pass, he didn't call it a season pass, but I'm putting this in gaming terms. He said if you buy the season pass, you don't have to buy all these, and you can come to the museum whenever you want. And I was like, nah, I'm only gonna be here once. I'm good. But you're only paying $10 more, and I'm like, I'm good. I ain't coming back. Well, I mean, I'll come back, but I'm not coming back anytime soon. So. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. Good way of putting that. OMG, sir.
You're welcome.
And then I got a new family member. I got a cat. It wasn't planned. We were actually out front of my in-laws' house, and my wife's been talking about these cats for a minute, but every time I'm around or whatever, we never see them. Well, when we went to go get my nephew to go to the museum, he's like, Uncle, I know how to get every cat over here. And I was like, you lying. And no, I don't know how he did it, but he said kitty in such a way, 10 cats came. And he's like, look, here's all the cats. And I was like, oh my Jesus. And my wife was like, this is one of the cats I wanted, and this is one. And she's like, we gotta pick one. One was like an all black cat, and then one was this gray one. And the all black cat, he was cool at first, but then he was just roaming around everywhere. And I was like, nah, I don't like you. You too nosy. And then this other cat, he just sat on my lap the whole time. So I was like, yep, you're coming home with me. I first named him Storm, but he wasn't listening to that name. And
Mm-hmm.
then like he likes to do this thing where he goes like with this. For those that don't know and you're just listening, you know how like when you're practicing karate or ninja stuff, and like the guy opens up his hands for you to hit. Well, the cat was doing that like he wanted me to hit his hands, like we're karate practicing or something. And I was like, you know what? Your name's gonna be Ninja. And as soon as I named him Ninja, like he was like listening and he was just like, oh cool, and he just chill. And so his name's Ninja. A lot of people hating on me because I named him Ninja, but I don't care. I don't care. His name's Ninja. My cat. I'm gonna name him Ninja.
Yep. And you can do that.
I can do that. Goosenator says, unfortunately, those are traveling exhibits. Yeah, just like DLCs. Cats and dogs seem like names. Yeah, true. Yeah, they like the Y or the A or the. Bezoy says it's still suspect. Bro, I'm not even a fan of Ninja, but I give him respect where respect is due. Like, I mean, he doing better than me. I mean, until I start making $500K a month, I can't knock somebody's hustle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock somebody's hustle. That's all I can say about that, man. It's not because he can't open his paw. Yes, it is because he can open his paw. Because, like, me and my wife were sitting there, and, like, we were laying in bed, and, like, he was just, like, chilling, and he was doing that. I was like, dude, he's like a freaking ninja. And my wife was like, yep, he's like a freaking ninja. You would have named him Roadkill. DB. He's a pretty cool cat. For being a stray cat, like, he's been, like, the most... Like, because I've owned other cats before, and I've had, like, problems with cats. Like, but this cat has just been, like, straight up chill. Like, of course, he has his rambunctious moments, but, like, been chill. Like, he don't even touch my stuff, which is really weird. Like, my stuff's not cat proof right now, like my cords and all that. And, like, he's just been really chill, which is really cool. So, I'm happy about that. And then, you know, I've just been playing some games. I've been playing the beta. You know, we'll be talking about the beta later, but I've been playing the beta, and that's pretty much what I, you know, tried to do most of the time, but I wasn't able to do it as much as I wanted to because I was doing family stuff. So, but hopefully this weekend I'll be able to. I don't know though, because I might have to take my father-in-law back to New Mexico. And even if I don't take my father-in-law back to New Mexico, I still got to take my nephew back to New Mexico. So I won't be playing the beta as much as I would like to this weekend, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens.
You'll be all right.
I'll be alright. Let me see. Did Bezoid sneak in here yet?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here? Okay. You guys gotta let me know when he's here, because remember, when I'm streaming, I don't have Discord noises on, because it just does that. What up?
I'm muting myself.
No. I mean, like, when you go in and out, unless you have it enabled, there's a little bing that goes on in my ear, and because I'm streaming, like, the sound goes away.
If you mute yourself before you come in, you shouldn't have a bing. I think that was the case. Did you hear me come in, OG?
No, I just saw you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you mute yourself before you come in, you don't bing the other people.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm Batman.
You are not Batman.
I'm Batman.
You're Iron Man. I'm Batman.
Oh, he's black. Why didn't you call him Batman? Batman
He's not black. He's gray.
Well, dude, he do got black and gray in him. Batman does have black and gray in his outfit.
He sure does.
He's Ninja. He likes Ninja. He listens to Ninja. It's gonna be Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just have.
I'm still calling the suspect.
You can call a suspect all you want, sir. His name is Ninja. Dog, I've seen that. What's up, bios? DB says, I was thinking, man, DB, you funny, bro. I'm with you. Odie says, I'm with you, Bezoid.
I'm just saying.
I don't know, bro. Oh, and I have officially got rid of I officially got rid of Streamlabs chatbot, and I went back to Stream Elements just cause that was straight up suspect what happened the other day. So I'm good. I'm good. It just freaked me out. I don't like it. That freaked me out more than the points issue. I didn't like something being messed with while I'm like live streaming, and I didn't know what was going on, and I couldn't even tell who did it. Even if it wasn't the bot that did it, I couldn't tell me who did it. So I'm like, nope, I'm going back to Stream Elements. So those no, your super mods are back in order. I'm back on Stream Elements. So everything should be back in order. I haven't took care of the point issue yet. I'm going to do that. I need to delegate and think about how I'm going to handle that issue. But your points, everybody else's points is back. As far as that. So, and the ranks are back, but I'm just talking about there's a few things that I need to fix. But I'll fix it. I'll fix it today. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do. But other than that, we are back on Stream Elements. And I'm using the extension that CrewDog taught me. So basically, when you pull up OBS, I don't have to open up the chat anymore or anything. It automatically opens it up, which is really cool. So it's like saves me like freaking a whole lot of time. Like a lot of time. Like all I got to do now is just set the title and be done. So that's pretty cool. But Bezoid, how was your week, my friend?
My week was awesome. Can you do me one thing though?
What?
Can you put an A in there?
Oh, see, last time I thought, man, I was like, you know what? He's gonna tell me there's no A in there, and I was like,
No, there is A.
Oh my Jesus.
But my week has been awesome. I got to play lots of games. I got lots of special events that I've done. I got to watch some Evo.
You did get to watch some
yeah.
Evo.
I got to watch some Evo, and I'm hype about it. And
Mhm.
I've heard plenty of announcements and updates for so much that we got lots to talk about.
Nice, nice.
But it has been a gaming weekend, a definitely big gaming weekend.
Yes, definitely. It is really crazy because it hasn't just been for one game. It's been a lot for a lot of games.
Yeah. Lots of announcements and different fighting games. One announcement I'm surprised didn't happen. I wonder did OMG hear anything about it?
No, just put it in the litter box.
We expected to hear something about Mortal Kombat, but I didn't hear anything. Did you hear anything, OMG?
I haven't heard anything either.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah. So no, I'm in the dark too, bro.
I haven't heard nothing, but I didn't watch Evo either. But I haven't heard nothing. I didn't watch any Evo this weekend. The time that I had, I was watching. I was playing Call of Duty, so. Definitely.
Yeah, but we got plenty of time. I'm ready to start.
All right, go ahead. Whoever wants to start, go ahead. I'm not the one to start though.
I'm letting OMG start.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll start off kind of on a light note, slow note. We're not gonna get too hyped yet. I'm gonna hit you with a little bit of Nintendo stuff because if I'm gonna eventually work for them in the future, I need to show them I know how to advertise. and that's Nintendo. Actually, before I get into that subject, one thing I did forget to tell you guys for my week is I actually sent an email to podcast@GameInformer.com. Because you know how, like, if for those who actually watch the Game Informer show, they have a segment where they do community emails where, like, if you send an email and if you make it up there, they'll actually read it out loud and they'll discuss it between that group. Well, I actually sent them my very first question, and basically what I said was, being that mobile gaming has become such a big thing, comparable to consoles and PCs, have you ever considered having someone to just, review and criticize mobile games? Since they have certain people who do certain types of games, do you have anyone on your list that does trade mobile games, or are you planning on doing it in the future? And then I said I would volunteer, but I'm not much of a writer. But I actually put that question out there, so we'll see if they ever actually talk about it in the future. But I kind of want to throw that little tidbit out there to Game Informer. Shout outs to y'all. But
I see.
as far as
I see you planning on trying to leave us. No, I'm just kidding. GG's,
I'm
man.
planting seeds, bro. I'm
I
planting
see you.
seeds.
I see you.
But no, so basically for Nintendo, it's just gonna be kind of a two-parter. Because the first thing I do, they have to somewhat shout out to Square Enix as well. Octopath Traveler, which is exclusive to the Switch, has been making money. How much money, you ask? I'm so glad you asked.
I did.
So, Square Enix Octopath Traveler hits 1 million copies sold worldwide. Yeah. And it just came out just a little while ago. This is a very, very new game. And this is talking like physical copies and eShop combined. But what's been kind of funny is that they've actually ran out of physical copies twice. That's how like hardcore people are trying to get physical copies of the game, is they've been sold out worldwide twice for this game. I guess they didn't expect it to be as popular as it was, since it's kind of an old school turn-based RPG, and most people are more into the action stuff. But apparently, there's enough of us old heads and a few new schools who are into it too that like the game so much that they want their own copy. And Nintendo is having a hard time meeting the demand. So shout outs to Square Enix for putting out something good, and shout outs to Nintendo for straight up, recognizing that we need to make more copies. So they're still making more, so it's not like you can't get it. And you can still find it in stores, but a lot of places, like especially in Japan, they don't got it. You know what I mean? So it's a pretty big deal for them. But yeah, basically, let me see exactly how long it took for them to sell. I think it did say it in the article. Okay, this is not really showing right now, but I'm not going to really get too deep into it. But the other thing that's kind of related to Nintendo in general is that Nintendo also announced that they have neared the 20 million mark for units sold for the Switch.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, so they're doing pretty big things, y'all. And the funny thing is Octopath Traveler. They didn't really expect it to have anything to do with sales, but it's helping. They're more relying on the later release of Smash and the new Pokemon game. But Octopath Traveler has become so hype, but that is probably what's going to push them over that 20 million marker. And then when Smash and everything else comes out, it's just going to help them even more. Like Nintendo is going hard, not even realizing it. They're going hard in the paint. So shout out to Nintendo for making good games, or allowing good exclusives, and Microsoft, and just kind of making lots of money and making good games for us to enjoy. Like that's hardcore. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel about what Nintendo's been doing and the games they've been releasing?
I think, Nintendo is doing a lot of things, like good things. I think that what they've been releasing has been smart, because it's very mobile friendly. Like what I mean by mobile friendly, like these are games you can definitely play on the mobile, like like while traveling and stuff. Now a lot of Nintendo haters have been saying it's just a port machine. So even if it is, it's making money. People like it. People enjoy it. It's not like,
and they make new games.
Yeah, and they make new games, and it's not like even if they are making ports, it's not like the ports are like horrible and are breaking. I think the only thing that I could say, about Nintendo, about their situation right now, is a lot of people are still complaining about the hardware of not the how it's breaking, but it's just, I feel like it's just because people don't know how to handle their Switches.
Yeah, I have to say that everyone that I know that owns a Switch hasn't really had a lot of the problems that I've seen like online. So I don't know if what the difference is and how people are handling it. I never owned a Switch myself, so it's really hard for me to comment on that. But the people I know, though, they've never had issues with their Switch.
Well, a lot of people are buying instead of buying the Nintendo docks, a lot of people are buying like the third-party docks, and they're finding out with the new firmware update with Nintendo Switch that it's just not compatible. Like the Nintendo Switch won't work. Which, I mean, you really shouldn't. I mean, if you can, you should try to stay away from third-party products, anyways. I mean, come on, Mad Cats, hello. You know what I mean? Mad Cats,
Yeah.
multi-tap, you know, all these
Or
third
controller.
or controllers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I own an Xbox third-party controller, so I can't say too much, but when Nintendo like does something to their firmware to actually block the third party stuff, that's Nintendo saying, you know what, no, you better buy our stuff. Or, you know, I don't know if they did it intentionally to block the third party stuff, the third party docs, but all I know is ever since the firmware update, the third party docs do not work. So you have to go and buy the original dock that Nintendo wants you to have. So I mean, that's the only issue I see. Some people are still complaining about warping, but I think that's just people just gripping on them too hard. I don't know.
Okay. And then, when I do get a Switch in the future, I do plan on buying Octopath Traveler in the future. So,
What is Octopath Traveler anyway? I'm like,
It's actually RPG.
really?
Yep.
It's it for Nintendo to not know that thing was gonna sell. I'm surprised because it had so much hype following it. So many people from Final Fantasy communities that play Final Fantasy 14 has dipped over in the Octopath Traveler, and
Okay.
all of them have enjoyed it. Like it was a big following that came from Final Fantasy over the Octopath Traveler. So
Nice.
I'm surprised Nintendo didn't see it coming. I'm really surprised, and
Like, they expected to sell some copy, but they didn't think that it was going to be this big between, like, physical and e-copies. So I think that's where, like, it really threw them off. And they've been feeling kind of humbled about it. Like, they just didn't see it coming. Now, Square Enix, I'm sure they knew it was going to be big because they know their community. But Nintendo, I mean, it kind of just depends, because obviously some of the stuff from Square, not everything's hit Nintendo. But, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad to hear that the Final Fantasy community has been hype on it. But how do you feel about the game? I mean, is that something that you may want to play in the future?
oh, I definitely would play it. I
Mhm.
definitely would play it. If I had a Switch, I would probably already have it. I would probably already have it. Definitely was on my list to get one day. I just didn't ever had a chance to, get it. But I knew about it. I was already like, oh, this game looks promising. And the fact that it's so much you can do, and if you beat the game, you can beat it in multiple fashions and get like multiple endings. So
Which I think
I'm
is
definitely
awesome.
down with that. Yeah.
DB commented. He says that's the new business model. Underproduce creates a demand, increases prices. $, $. That's what he said.
They hit the mark with this one. They really hit it. All the RPG fans is loving it.
But Nintendo's always been good with like doing RPG, doing man, coffee is just not dealing with me today. Dealing with RPG games and marketing them well. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I think that Sony has been taking more control over the RPG market, especially now that they have a more wide variety of newer RPGs these days compared to Nintendo. So, this is kind of a huge deal because yes, in the past Nintendo was like a big deal for RPGs, but once Sony started getting in there, honestly, I think Sony was winning in the RPG market. I definitely
yeah.
believe that.
No, I definitely do agree. I agree with that.
Still think that's the case. I still think they're winning, but I believe Nintendo is like backing up the stuff that they're doing. They're catching up.
Right.
Really catching up.
No
They're
offense.
actually competing, unlike Microsoft.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say, no offense to Microsoft, but your RPG game kind of is lame.
Yeah, they actually don't. It feels like Microsoft don't even go towards RPGs.
I would even say the only thing that would be maybe even close, but not really. And this is just trying to help Microsoft, okay? this is not me being serious. This is just me trying to help Microsoft a little bit. Is maybe State of Decay, maybe, but not really.
No, but that's not really considered.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I'm just trying to help them somehow. But
Well,
yeah,
honestly, I don't know that Microsoft necessarily needs to make RPGs though. I mean, if they can focus on games that they feel are stronger, like they can make some solid like shooter games and solid, whatever other type of games they want to mostly market, that might be better for them. Sometimes less is more. So if Microsoft can just focus on
Hmm.
whatever, their thing is and make it better, I think
Mhm.
that could help them in the running.
Well, when they find their thing, you holler at me and let me know, because I'm still waiting.
I mean, I honestly thought a shooter
Because
game was going to be the
think
thing.
about it. When has Microsoft ever just looked in the RPG area?
They
There's
haven't.
never been a thing for them.
Wasn't that one game supposed to be like
Fable?
RPG, that Alchemist or whatever? I don't know what it's called, but it's the one where you're like in the suits or whatever. The one that's like supposed to be coming out.
Anthem?
Yeah, Anthem. Is that supposed to be
No,
like No,
no, it's not RPG.
that's not RPG. Man, Microsoft don't know what to tell you. Goosenator was good, man. And let
Excuse me.
uh-huh. And then he said, "Let Microsoft bashing begin. Remember what operating system is on your computers." Just saying. Yeah, I want to bring side note to Microsoft. Um, there's rumors and leaks that Microsoft is going to be pulling. If you own if you don't have Windows 10, they're gonna make you go over to Windows 10 anyways. But Microsoft is going to be starting to charge a monthly charge to help maintain your computer and make sure the updates run well. Now, I'm a little bit alarmed about this, only because watch what happens when you don't pay that monthly charge. Weird stuff's going to start happening with your computers. Your computers are not going to be working right. I actually saw an article about this the other day. They didn't specify what, like how much, but it's gonna, and nobody said that this was like for certain, but there's supposedly leaks that this might be happening. So I don't know how I feel about that, because, like, I don't
I
know.
don't know per se that it's going to be like a dramatic, oh no, you're going to have all this malware. I think what will probably happen is you'll notice that it'll be the exact same that it is now. But if you pay for the services, you're going to notice a dramatic difference in how smooth everything runs. Because one thing I will give Microsoft credit for is even though in the video gaming market, they're still successful. Like, we're not saying that Microsoft is just not making money because they are. But I do think the majority of the money making is really in more on their computer products. They're really good when it comes to PC.
Right.
I mean, they
Right.
are hardcore. And honestly, um, PC games is still a thing. Like, there are a lot of people who prefer playing on PC than console. So, they're still doing big things, and that's why I don't think that they're necessarily worried about what happened with the Microsoft, just as far as Xbox is concerned, is because, yeah, they want it out there just because it's another thing that they can use to make
Mm.
money. But I
Mhm.
think their main focus is on their PC, hardware, software, stuff like that. And that's really where Microsoft is stronger than everybody else is
Mhm.
with that. So, I'll give credit where it's due. I'll
Yeah.
still make fun of when it comes to like their actual gaming console, but as a computer company in general, they are really legit. They are solid.
Yeah, I mean, Apple's not really. I mean, well, Apple is Apple, but really, I mean, like, this is coming from somebody that does like music production and stuff. If you're doing music production, you're better off to have an Apple, only because like um, Logic is a good program, and like, say for instance, if you're like a beginner like music person, like if you want like if like say for instance, if you want to like just like do music for like a hobby, and you don't know like how serious you want to be into it, well, automatically, you on a Mac, you get GarageBand, and GarageBand is like uh, a recording production software for music. So like, and for those that do like music and stuff, that stuff doesn't like that stuff's not cheap. Pro Tools, and I paid this with my own pocket. I didn't, I didn't do this. This didn't fall off a truck. Pro Tools by itself cost me about $400, and then Fruity Loops cost me another $200, and then the microphones itself, was a pretty penny, and then you have to buy the interface. I spent over $1,000 just in music equipment. I'm not using it right now; it's still packed away. But this was like back when I lived, like right before I married my wife. So the fact that Mac or that Apple, says, you know what, we will honestly help you by hooking you up with a good program for free. And honestly, GarageBand is not that bad. I actually my first album that I did with that my cousin helped me record, he actually had a Mac and we recorded it on GarageBand. So I mean, it's not that bad. Like I said, if it's something that you want to try and want to take a stab at, that's something you would do. If you already have a Mac, then you can go ahead and take a stab at. Crew Dog says finally. Oh, no, he says Fruity Loops. That is some expensive cereal. I mean, you could pirate Fruity Loops. You could pirate, but you risk to reward, because if they find out that you pirated your Fruity Loops, then anything that you created and try to sell, it's just bad. It's just bad news.
I agree. That is some expensive cereal. I got you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, actually, it was funny. I don't know how this happened, and I'm going left field, but this is just to share some, handy insight. I actually went to a bank once, and when I went to the bank, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna apply for a loan for music equipment and see if I get approved. And I actually got approved, and once I got approved, that's when I went in and got all the studio equipment and taught myself how to work Pro Tools and Fruity Loops and all that, and actually became certified in that area. So it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so it's just this to show the difference between Mac and Microsoft. It's not saying that Apple's bad, but Apple is in a different headspace. Apple you really don't want to use for gaming. Apple is more for video production or music production and stuff like that. So there we go. Yeah. So shout outs to Apple and Microsoft.
And as far as Microsoft bashing, I don't think it was more Microsoft bashing than it was just stating what it is, the truth. Truth is Microsoft don't look in that area, and that's not bashing. That's just telling it like it is. I mean, I'm an RPG guy, and I can't remember the last time Microsoft was like, "Bam, RPG for all you RPG lovers." You can't remember that. I'm sitting here thinking,
I'm still waiting.
I can't remember that.
I'm still waiting. I to be honest with you. Are we talking about a Microsoft exclusive RPG?
Yeah. You won't find the answer there.
I really honestly don't think Microsoft's ever released an RPG. I really don't.
Not exclusive.
Was Fable exclusive RPG?
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess Fable would be in that category.
Fable, right?
Yeah. I think Fable is in that category, to be honest. And actually, Fable 1, 2, 3, and I think there's an anniversary one. I think you're right. Dang. OMG with the knowledge, though. I think Fable is one.
Because I think that was one of their first. It was when Xbox first dropped. I think that was one of the big titles. Not when it first launched, but I think it was somewhere up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me see. Fables 1? Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you,
I don't know
DB, for
about
that
any
host, by the
others,
way.
but
Yeah, I know.
Yep, it's the action role play. Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's one right there. But that's the only one that I know of.
that's the only one I know of. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like actually like Microsoft like licensed, exclusive. Not world premiere either, people. Actual exclusive. I still don't understand.
Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah, but then it's not exclusive. But whatever. Whatever. Um. What to dive into next? I guess I could talk a little bit about H1Z1 because I was pleasantly surprised by H1Z1. I don't know if you were listening to the podcast before you came in, Bezoid, but
Yeah, I was listening.
H1Z1 is out of beta mode.
Yeah, I saw that day before yesterday. In the
And
article.
yeah, and they've actually like they've made some hold on one second. What am I been telling you? Stop. So there's been a lot of pleasant surprises. Like for instance, like a lot of people knew the battle pass was coming. So like I mean that's obvious. But that's not the main thing. No. Okay. I was like, my cat was about to step on the keyboard. I thought. But anyway, it wasn't the battle pass that was a surprise. It's how cheap the battle pass is actually. The battle pass is only $5. So I mean, if you want to take your stab at it and try it, that's really cool. Another thing that was really cool, Bezoid, that you'll be excited to know, that you can pick up an AR now in the beginning of the game. It's not just the SMG and the shotgun. The one AR that they let you pick up in the beginning of the game is the what is it? It's the one that's like the semi-automatic rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can pick that up. That one. And then they brought new cars in the game. There's a new sensitivity, to the game, to make it more fluid. Actually, the game ran pretty well. I was actually having a lot of fun playing the game. I didn't notice. I don't know if they made it more rare, but I did not notice any airstrikes in the game.
I gotta check and see if
So-
that was removed.
So like I said, I don't know if it's like super rare or if that they just removed it from the game. I didn't get to read any patch notes. I just dove in and played it because like I just wanted to play it just to see what it just felt like automatically, without reading the patch notes. It really felt really well. The only thing that is getting hard getting used to is now people have that AR in the beginning of the games, most likely. So you're not used to having to get people people are getting you from far range in the beginning of the game. Also, I believe that they nerfed shotguns. It feels like they nerfed shotguns because I took 2 shells to the face. Giggity gig. I took 2 shells to the face and somehow I was alive and I was able to turn around and not turn around, but I was able to like switch to my whatever that SMG's called and like shoot him and kill the guy. So that was pretty interesting. I don't know if necessarily maybe he hit my armor or whatever, but the game like I said, the game looks pretty good. It ran stable. I was pretty excited. So if you don't like what's coming to Fortnite or you not feeling what Fortnite is doing right now, give H1Z1 a try. I haven't had no I didn't have no stability issues. The game seems to be the game runs a lot faster, and I know that was like your biggest complaint about how like it was kind of slow. The game seems to run a lot faster. Like I said, then they put a new. I wouldn't say it's an armored car, but it looks like an armored car, but it's not really armored. It's like an armored it looks like a crazy Humvee. It's pretty cool. For those that played the Auto Royale, It's that car that was in that mode. I guess they got rid of the auto royale on PC or something, or they didn't put auto royale on the PC. Or I mean on the console, and they decided to put it in the just the car in the console itself. Also, the devs did announce that they will be putting ranked. There will be or not a ranked, not like just in the game, but actual ranked mode, to where like if you want to play competitively, you can. Which I think that's kind of cool. It gives a person a more incentive to play the game than just to play the game, which H1Z1 has always been that way. They've always had the rank mode. So, but it's cool to see that actually coming to console. Again, this game will not kill any game, okay? But I was watching the video yesterday, and it made perfect sense. It's like, where video games are right now, why would we want any game to kill anything? We want every game to succeed, because as long as the game succeeds and does well, then the gaming industry like does well in itself. Like back when there was like wars, like console wars, like major console wars, like Sega versus whatever, Sega versus Nintendo, like or PlayStation versus like 64, or no, PlayStation, what was it? PlayStation versus I can't think of it right now. But when PlayStation first dropped, right? It was
Nintendo.
Yeah. Sony Nintendo basically. Like all the games were good. It wasn't like not every single game, but there was good games on both sides that made you want to, like, it was hard to pick. You know what I mean? Right now, like not everybody's winning. So it's like I just want everybody to do good so that like the gaming industry grows and so good games come out. You know what I'm saying? And like we got to stop killing games before they come out, or saying that this game's going to kill this game or this game's going to kill that game. I don't want Fortnite to die. I want Fortnite to get better. I don't want H1Z1 to die. I want H1 to get better. And I know we've said this before, but it's more prevalent now because, again, people are still trying to kill Black Ops 4 before it even drops. And it's actually a decent game. Like, it's really good. Like, I enjoy the game. I think the game's fun. But because of certain things, people are being crybabies about. But we won't get into that situation. But what I'm saying to say this about H1Z1, yeah, it's not going to kill Fortnite. Yeah, it's not going to kill Black Ops 4. But it might be your style of game and you might enjoy it. And it might be that game to tie you over until Black Ops 4. You know, it might be, it might be your main game. But what I'm saying is to say this, give it a try. You might enjoy it. It's not going to be perfect, but there's no game is perfect. Give me one perfect game, and yeah, it might be perfect in your mind because it's a game you enjoy. It's a game you love. So you don't see the flaws as much as somebody else that doesn't see that because they don't love the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just wanted to give that out there a little bit. But if you want to, go ahead and give H1Z1 a try. It's still free to play, which is really cool. Later on, I do have another game to talk about on the Xbox One that is free to play. And it's kind of a Battle Royale game, but it's a little bit different. And I don't know. Xbox is trying. I give them that. Let's just say that. But without further ado, go ahead.
I was looking at the updates. It looks like it's still in there.
Okay.
Airstrikes are still in there.
Okay. But it's just probably like less, like, because
it's probably not as much because they put a new RPG in there.
Oh yeah. That's right. They put a new RPG engine and
the new SOCOM sniper. So
yeah,
it's more explosive. Yay. They did put the armored car. I saw that. It's not like you said fully armored, but it got added stuff on there.
Yeah.
The good thing about that is the fact you just can't run people over. They took that out.
Yeah. That's another thing.
So even if it is armored, it's more cosmetic than anything.
Right.
From what I see, they did fix some stability and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the last time I played with Terran and a few of the guys. We had like 4 people.
Uh-huh.
I need to know, did they fix the whole match, the team thing?
I don't know. I haven't played with the team.
Yeah, because that was the main problem that we was still needed to be addressed. The fact that you could go on a match and then come out and then people couldn't get the crew, the party that you had
Yeah,
would just be busted.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's annoying.
That was annoying. Other than that, I was enjoying.
Yeah, I think
I was enjoying the game. It's not something I would play every day.
No,
because it's just not fast enough. It's not fast enough. Is it something I would set aside a day to and be like, hey, let's get into it? Yeah.
Yeah, like
it could tie me over.
Yeah, I could tie you over to Black Ops 4 for a little bit, you know, especially like if you're, you know, not happy with Fortnite at the moment, and there might be some people that are not happy with Fortnite. But yeah, so definitely.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I hope they do bring rank mode. I hope it's not just a troll. I hope they do bring rank mode because that's something that Fortnite does not have. And I'm not saying Fortnite needs a rank mode. I'm not saying that there needs to be competitive because I know somebody's gonna start saying that. What I'm saying, there needs to be more in an incentive. Right now, even if Blackout mode came out right now and there isn't a rank mode in Blackout mode, guess what? Call of Duty is already winning for me in that area because I'm gonna be able to level up my character, to level up my guns, to level up certain things. So I'm already there's more. I'm getting something out of playing other than just winning, and I feel like in my personal opinion, again, this is a handy opinion, a handy hypothesis. I'm not just gonna say this to just Fortnite. I feel like that's what a lot of these other battle royales are missing, is something to gain for winning or doing well in a game, even if you lose. Because even if you lose in a game, but you have a 13 kill game, you don't get nothing for it except for a number. And I just find that to be a little bit.
See, I'm on the opposite end of it. I mean, what would a rank do?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not talking about rank. I mean necessarily rank. I just feel like there needs to be something more that you gain something, or you get something, or you know, I don't know for Fortnite. I don't know for Fortnite what it would have to be, but because Fortnite rank mode in Fortnite would just kill the game. Because you would have nothing but tryhards. And you know, somebody would argue, well, that's what Battle Pass is for. But you know, I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But like I said, with with Call of Duty, I know you're gonna be able to still like prestige and do all that. I think that's pretty cool. So that's, you know, that's pretty cool. You know, you don't have to ever play a multiplayer game in Call of Duty, but you can still prestige your character. I think that's pretty, you know, pretty legit. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I can't really answer that question for you, Bezoid.
Yeah, we'll see. Me, I don't think rank works in Battle Royale. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming from a place where rank does matter
Right.
in fighting games, and it's like, well, you go up and you go down, you go into another rank, but what are you gonna get in a Battle Royale game? Oh, I'm a gold rank. Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
still random, so
That's true
not
too.
really saying I'm good versus, you know, something like Overwatch. Overwatch rank is, it feels like it's something. You know?
I don't even want to get into Overwatch rank.
We ain't gonna get into that.
I will get into that later because you need to do something, Blizzard. You need to do something, please. Oh my God, I had 3 people. Like, bro, I don't even want to get into it yet. We'll get it later on in the show. But Blizzard, you need to fix this. Seriously, It's
They,
big.
they need to fix that because that's hindering people actually big time. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it
But
later. But
that really hindered. It made me like upset when it was happening. I'm like, are you serious? This is what's hindering people from getting hired.
yes, and it makes
Oh.
no sense. I actually came up with a hypothesis last night on how to maybe fix the unbalance part, like when you have 4 against 3 or 5 against 4. But we'll talk about that later. But OMG, your thoughts on like having, I don't know, like just thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Well, being that I don't really play battle royale games, I definitely agree that rank mode doesn't really make sense and that kind of a thing. I'm kind of with Bezo, where I come from a competitive thing, especially with fighting games, where there's there's a clear way of knowing who's the best or who's top tier as far as a player. Whereas with Fortnite, it's kind of weird because there's so many variables, or not just Fortnite, but any
Battle
battle
Royale.
royale.
Yeah.
There's just so many variables that it's really hard to prove skill. I mean, yeah, you could say that I've won. I got in first place more than most people, but even those numbers can be skewed based off of the players that you've been put up against randomly. So it's kind of a weird thing. I think that battle royale games are just meant to be fun and not necessarily super competitive.
I
I
can
think
see
that's
that.
really what that is. It's just let it be a fun game and try not to push it as far as like esports or anything like that. Maybe it should just chill and be its own thing.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
You need to go talk to all the esports organizations that keep making Fortnite teams, but yet there's no Fortnite esport. I don't understand it.
I mean, it's too much money. You got to look at it from this. This is how I look at that situation. They got all that money that they're making, and they're just trying to find a way to keep it coming in the regular intervals.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about that. I mean,
Yeah.
look how many games that we would consider like, nah, that's not for me, but still going on to this day because there's money to be made.
Right.
Yeah.
League of
Fortnite.
Legends.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Wow.
big deal.
I mean, it's just a lot of things that we're like, dang, that game was like super old, but still going on because
Right.
we're still making money off.
Right.
So,
That's true. That's true.
so Fortnite is gonna keep going. No, they don't care what happens. They like, we making all this money. We want it every week.
I'll say this again. Ain't no game gonna kill Fortnite. Fortnite gonna kill itself.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. Like,
Mhm.
I know for a fact that this Black Ops is gonna be something amazing to me and stuff. But I still know that Fortnite's still gonna be there at the end of the day.
Wait. Breaking news. By DB, players using keyboards and mouse will be placed in a matchmaking pool away from controller players.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I don't have
Give me
that no
1
more. I
second.
don't have that no more.
Give me 1 second.
That's yeah.
That
Yeah.
needs to happen. That needs to happen because it's ruining the game. It's
Yeah.
ruining the game.
Yeah.
And I might as well tell Jack he needs to calm down because he went to keyboard and mouse just for that reason.
Mm.
Because he was going up against keyboard and mouse players, and we all know how good Jack is, but he felt like he wasn't good enough.
He's hard on
And,
himself.
He's hard on himself, and so he went to keyboard and mouse, and I could tell him now he don't have to.
That's good news.
Yeah, because it's an unfair advantage, and I'm glad that they're doing something about it. It sucks that
more-
they did it.
More DB news. The ePUBG team has been working hard over the past month to gather your feedback, preventing bug. I can't say that word. Bugs and define.
Thank y'all for
thank you for the biddies. And define
20,
and
30, 40,
so,
50,
I'll just wait for the biddies. I'll make it over.
biddies, man. Looking on the biddies.
Yeah.
The club
Thank y'all for the biddies.
gather your feedback, prioritize bugs, and define a roadmap to implement fixes. Today, I'm very happy to announce that to our plan to fix the game. Ooh.
Wait, so you really want me
Let
to
get
go
that,
on this?
Let me get that link.
You really want me to go on this right now, DB? So you mean to tell me everybody's worrying about fixing the ePUBG, but we're just not gonna fix the console PUBG? Cause it's still happening to me. I tried. I got to play for an hour and I got black screened and I can't play. No, it's on.
And I can vouch for this. Handy actually got hyped when he was able to play PUBG. He's not just bashing it. He called me. It's like, no, actually, he texted me. Then we called on the phone.
Yes.
And he was hyped to the fact that I can play PUBG, and I'm like,
yeah.
nice.
I was thinking about bringing PUBG back to the channel, and then it happened to me.
Said that.
But then it happened again. So I am trying, and unfortunately, they just had an update yesterday, and that's what killed it. So I don't know what you did. Bring it back so I can play PUBG. I'm trying my best to like this game, but you guys keep...
It's on their Twitter? Okay.
You guys keep peeing in my Cheerios, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like urine in my Cheerios. It's
or
not.
Fruit Loops.
Or
No,
Fruit
we're
Loops.
talking about Fruit
Oh
Loops
yeah,
earlier.
Fruity Loops. I like my Loops fruity, thank you. Yeah, so I'm not just bashing on PUBG. I actually love the game and want to play PUBG, but I just can't. And it sucks because
he was happy when he called me. He's like, I can play PUBG.
Yes. I was super excited. I was stoked. I was like, finally, we could play PUBG on Mondays. Because I know Cloudy loves playing PUBG with me. I know a lot of people, there's certain people that love to play PUBG with me. But I can't play a game that don't work. So, but Cloudy will be able to play Black Ops 4. So, we're looking forward to that, which is going to be pretty freaking awesome. So, be sick. But other than that, OMG, why don't you drop some knowledge, man? Or no, Bezoid drop some knowledge. My bad.
Okay. I'm talking about I'm going to talk about the crossover that's been going on
The what?
with Final Fantasy
Oh.
and Monster Hunter. I have been able to play both sides of the one for Monster Hunter came out last week. Where Behemoth came over.
Oh, you said
and
crossplay. Okay, I got you now.
The crossover.
Yeah, crossover. My bad.
I tried Behemoth first. I got my ass kicked. Behemoth.
That's to be expected.
Yeah, Behemoth is probably the hardest monster in the game now, and that's saying something because
Wow.
Archtipper Valhazak was the previous. He might no, because of the way how Behemoth is, it's on a whole nother level because you gotta get his. You can't like a person just hit him a lot and they get his attention. You gotta get his attention in specific ways, and then once you have his attention, he can call down meteors on you, and it's a very intense fight. I was actually streaming it last night, so people got to see me get my ass kicked. That side was amazing. I can't wait to kill him. I've been fighting him a lot. Haven't beat him yet.
Oh, you almost beat him that one day though, right?
We almost beat him that one day. And then there was one time where I actually technically beat him, but didn't because at the end of the battle, he calls down the biggest meteor he can do, and if you wipe, that means you die when he dies. So you didn't technically win. And we got that to happen to us twice. And it hurt. It really hurt. But it was totally fun. This morning, I was playing the Final Fantasy side where they got the Rathalos. And that side, I beat the normal mode. I'm on the extreme mode. And again, it's very fun. It's very, very fun. You guys would love it. It's not easy. I still haven't beat that one yet. Well, I've picked up what to do. I know I can beat him, but the teams I were with, it wasn't like a stacked team. It was just a bunch of random people. So
So
they were dodging a
Overwatching
lot
it.
of stuff.
They were. Oh, you were being overwatched.
I was being overwatched. Yeah, the healer, because they want it to be like you feel like you're in Monster Hunter, so you don't fight them like a typical 8-man raid.
Mm-hmm.
And so you fight them as 4 people going in with 2 DPS, a tank, and a healer. But after so long, Rathalos burns the area, and the healer can't heal in these. So you got to use mega potions like he was in Monster Hunter, which is kind of cool. It's a cool concept.
That's cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, and the tank just can't keep aggro like a Final Fantasy game. You got to actually dodge yourself and as the rest of the party, and you actually get to mount him like you do in Monster Hunter, which is cool. They really worked on this game.
Wow.
They worked on the gameplay, and it's a real cool thing. So
that's hype right there. That really
it's really hype.
Yes, this is also a podcast. You can check it out on Stitcher. If you can't find it under Original Gaming Podcast, you can look it under Handy Kill Cam. You could also find it on SoundCloud also. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely enjoyed it. It came out last Tuesday.
Nice.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna be there for a while. I don't think it's gonna be just like a week or 2 thing, because how much stuff to get. It's so many. You got to beat him a lot in order to get the gear for Final Fantasy.
Right.
And you get the mount. You get him as a mount.
That's pretty cool.
Rathalos mount, and it's really cool. You get the Palico, and you get the pig, the Pokey Pig that's on Monster Hunter.
Wow.
You get all those things. It's really cool. They really did justice to this game.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
On both sides. It's not just one side. On both sides. It's really awesome.
That's really cool, man.
Have you has your woman had a chance to play Monster Hunter at all?
Not yet. She's been still on the No Man's Sky hype, which unfortunately yesterday she actually had a lot of crashing issues with the game. They did another patch apparently, and it made it worse. I'm guessing. I don't know, but as I was like watching Evo last night, because I watched it on YouTube after it was done. I remember hearing her like getting upset like 5 different times within like a 2-hour period of the game just crashing on her. So, Epic, you need to not Epic, but Hello Games, you need to get on that. I don't know what you did in your last update, but you kind of messed up the game, and she's getting upset. And she's been like the most hardcore devoted fan, defending No Man's Sky for the longest time, and now she's just getting crapped on. So, you don't want to lose her as a fan, because she's been your biggest hype person, so don't screw yourselves over. But I kind of want to go back to the Behemoth thing, because I kind of want to elaborate a little more on why this is such a big deal. So for those of you who ever played Final Fantasy games in the past, those listening now and listening later, Behemoths have always been one of the toughest creatures in Final Fantasy. They are basically comparable to dragons. The problem with Behemoths, as far as like the lore goes, is they're always good at regeneration. So, you have to deal them a lot more damage because of the fact that they typically auto heal. And on top of that, the meteor thing is a big thing. Like, for example, I'll kind of cross branch on Final Fantasy X. If you kill a King Behemoth, he does a final move where he summons a meteor. And if you die, that's game over. So, similar concept here. And the fact that they implemented that in Monster Hunter for the Behemoth fight, that's legit. That actually gets me hyped. I love hearing that. Like, they did the lore perfectly. And this crossplay that they're doing between Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy XIV makes me sad that I have not been able to take the time to play it, because honestly, I would be having such a blast if I was to be doing this. It's just, time and not enough. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, what you're telling us right now about this crossover, I think that's awesome. And I'm really happy to hear what they're doing with both Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy XIV. Like, honestly, if they did more things, just the two of them collaborating together, like, that's just going to make them better than they already are.
Right.
Just do small things every so many months. I mean, they work so well together. It's just so awesome to hear how well they execute on both sides.
It's really executed, done, and done on both sides well. Like you said, he will heal himself. if he goes into another area on Monster Hunter, he will start healing, and you were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, I gotta get over there,
Yep.
and he does the tornadoes that he does on Final Fantasy, and even on Final Fantasy 14, he does the same thing, and they really took him. It's like they literally placed him out of one game and put him in the other with all the specs.
Let me
And
Nice.
let me ask you something. Is this the first Capcom and Final Fantasy crossover?
This is the first-
Yo, Stacy, welcome to the Kill Cam Squad, where we chill and we kill and we have no drama.
So,
This is the
That's a good
first of
question.
my recollection. Like,
that's a really good question. Capcom and Square Enix.
yeah, I don't remember them working like this. Let me think.
That's a really good question. Wow.
That is a good.
That-
Yeah, I'm
Like
surprised.
nobody
I don't
asked
believe
these
so.
kind of questions. Like that's good. They're pretty good. I don't think they've ever done it, but there's a possibility that they could have. I mean, Capcom is known for doing crossovers with lots of other, platforms. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's happened. But yeah, I don't remember it ever happening.
Because if
Only
this,
thing I remember with Capcom is Marvel.
yeah,
Right, Marvel's the big
They
thing.
did
Yeah.
crossover there. I don't remember them doing anything with.
because if this goes well, this could lead to good future other crossovers with Square Enix.
It could
Yeah.
lead to Noctis becoming a Marvel vs. Capcom character.
Yo, Marvel,
Yo.
Capcom versus Square
You better
Enix.
stop it. You better stop
Capcom versus
Oh,
Square Enix.
Man.
Capcom versus
Yeah.
Capcom versus. Ooh, can you imagine all
That
the,
would be too much.
all the
I would
Cloud
die.
Cloud.
Dante?
Oh,
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get me started.
That would be
Oh.
sick.
I'm just saying.
Freaking Aron going against like Gladius. Oh my god! Don't even. I'm sorry.
Oh my.
All right, we're done. That's too much. That's good.
Hey, I'm actually hyped about that. VV versus Mega Man.
Yo.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I will geek out. I can geek out right now. Let me stop.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm,
that's-
I can geek out.
I'm telling you,
Whew.
if anybody could do crossovers, it's Capcom. Like,
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
They did it with SNK. They did it with Marvel, or doing it Square. I mean, wow, Capcom. You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
see so many.
After now, if they can only get their Street Fighter right,
Yeah.
only get their fighting games right.
yeah, I know.
They putting it down everywhere but their fighting games.
Yeah.
Which is weird because that's what they're mainly known for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say that in Resident Evil, right? Resident.
No, Resident Evil is getting on point. It's
Yeah.
on point.
No,
that's
but
true.
I mean that's what they're known for. Capcom is known for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're known for their amazing IPs. I'm
Yeah.
waiting on them to make a God Hand 2. I
Yeah.
hope they can make a God Hand 2 because God Hand 1 was amazing. If y'all don't know about God Hand 1, look it up.
Yeah.
That game is a gem. It is a gem.
Yeah.
Capcom, I know a lot about it. Those are two companies I know a lot about, Capcom and Square Enix.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they did some type of mix up,
Dude, I'm telling you, it could happen.
do you want money? Do you want
Yeah,
money?
I would buy that game because I haven't bought a Capcom fighting game in forever. My wife keeps pushing me to buy Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but I'm like,
Andy, man, don't tease me like that.
she's been pushing me. She's like, you should buy it because I don't know, my wife loves fighting games, but she likes.
It is rather it's worth the money.
It's only $20 right now, I think.
Yeah, it's actually worth it. The game, I love the game. It's one of my favorite fighting games. It's worth it. If you was gonna buy between that and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, buy 3. Go ahead and buy 3.
Right.
Ultimate still needs some work, and the fact that they're just now getting back the rights to some of the characters, so
Mhm.
I would wait to see if they're gonna put the X-Men in Ultimate. Well, Infinite. I keep saying Ultimate. Infinite.
Mhm.
If they're gonna put the X-Men and the other characters in Infinite, like Deadpool and which he needs to be. If they do that, then I will be back on the Infinite train. But right now, that train is stalled out because of legal battles. So, but go and get Ultimate 3. That's fine.
I think you should get Dragon Ball Fighters personally.
Personally, I would say that first. I would definitely.
Like that
I
would
would
be my number
definitely-
one draft pick. It would be Dragon Ball
yeah.
Fighters right now.
Dragon Ball Fighters, yeah.
When I watched Evo, oh my god, the hype was at the highest level when they were doing Dragon Ball Fighters, like
We
the highest.
might as well bring that up, OG.
Let's
We
just
might
talk
as well
about
go
it. I'm
into
sick
it.
of getting teased about it. Let's just get into it. How did you feel about it, like the whole thing overall? Were there any specific moments that you really liked? Like, let's discuss this.
Totally overall, I was thoroughly and entertained and enjoyed by the whole tournament, the whole event. I won't just say
Mhm.
tournament. The whole event was amazing.
Yeah.
Each and every game did statistically better as far as viewage, as far as
Mhm.
exposure compared to last year. Everybody was on their game, and I'm thoroughly happy. I mean, to
Mhm.
see the FGC doing well is I'm so happy by that because we had a little struggle, and the fact that some games wasn't there, but it still was as hype as ever.
Yeah.
Oh, the EX tournament. I love the EX tournament. The DBZ took the cake. I didn't know
Oh,
it
yeah,
was gonna
no.
be that big. I didn't know
I
DBZ was
knew
gonna
it.
be that
I already called it in the past that Dragon Ball Fighters was going to be the biggest deal whenever it hit Evo. I already knew that. I just didn't expect it to be as hype as it was, but I knew it was going to be number one. Like when I watched the grand finals,
big.
and like you know how in the opening cinematics, you'll still show one person doing their thing, they power up, and the next person do their thing, they power up, and hearing the audience like get wild as the power up was going on both sides. Dude, that was too much. I had to point where I almost screamed in my apartment. Like it was too much hype for me. I was like, oh, get in there! Like it was, and that's the thing I love about the fighting game community in general is that it's the only type of events that get me super excited. There is no other gaming type events, whether it be tournaments or whatever, that gets me so excited than a fighting game tournament because that crowd knows about
Exactly.
hype. They know what hype really means. And not only was just watching the fight good, but the commentary was just
The
on point.
commentary
I
was
mean,
amazing. Yes.
oh my god! I mean, they were just hitting, and it was funny, it was entertaining, but they were also like they knew what they were talking about. It was just too good. Like
They practiced that craft to commentate and be funny and entertaining and be right on
Man.
point with what's happening for a new player for a new watcher to come over
Oh,
and be
yeah.
like, well, what's happening? Well, they're explaining it very well.
Oh
And,
yeah.
Ultra David, James Chen, Yipes, all of
Dude,
them.
Yipes is always on point. Dude,
Yipes
Yipes is like
always
my
on
favorite commentaries. I'm wow.
Yipes and Tasty Steve are two of my favorites. They're
they're too much.
hilarious.
They are too much together.
Yeah, Chris Matrix. I definitely got to give. It's so many people who just made it amazing, and then they just fed the crowd, and the crowd was just all into it. And
Oh man.
I thought because over the last year, they always put Street Fighter as the main game to be hype. It got challenged by Marvel for a few years, but it came back. Tekken had a big display like 2 years ago, but D is just like everything. Just knew DBZ was the main game. Everybody knew it. Everybody knew it.
Are you getting the new DBZ OMG, by the way?
That is going to be a plan for the future. I don't think I'm going to be playing competitively, only because I don't think I can physically handle competitive play anymore as far as like the reaction times and everything.
Right.
But I'll probably play at least on a casual level sometime in the future.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now, did you expect Sonic Fox to win? Because I kind of did.
did.
Seeing how he was playing, like I kind of felt like he was gonna win. I mean, yeah, like when they were in the grand finals and like he lost that first time, I think that he just got too comfortable. Is really what it boiled down to. But then like he actually started playing the game like seriously, and then of course it changed obviously.
Mhm.
But that was a very dramatic way to do it. You know, you're in grand finals, you're playing against the person that you beat like in the winners finals, and the person that lost in the winners final actually 3-0s you,
Yep.
like, and then you
I
come
think they
back.
had the momentum from
Oh,
coming back. I think I think he has so much momentum coming back that he was ready for Sonny Fox that first set.
oh
So I
yeah,
was
Yeah.
like,
he was.
oh,
But they
this
played well though. Either way,
yeah,
like
yeah.
they were really. I mean, when you see the stuff that they're doing and you try to do it yourself, that's actually not easy to do.
No, it's not.
It
That's
takes
in
a
any
lot of
competitive
practice.
game.
Hmm.
Yeah,
To
like there's a lot of like timing and inputs and knowing when to pause and then cancel into certain things. Like it's something special when you see it executed so well. And both those players were just on point. Like they were doing good the entire tournament. I mean,
like
and even the other
Yeah,
players too in top eight. It wasn't just them two, but you know,
yeah, yeah.
everybody at the
Top
top eight
eight.
was just like on point with like or the Android 21 made a show
Yeah,
that I
that's
didn't
only
think
one.
was
Yeah.
actually going to be here. I didn't think she was actually going to be up there, but you know, so and even someone who was using trunks, which I was like, oh, the one man sword guy still there. You know what I mean? And honestly, I thought he was a good trunks player too, because there was one time when I think it was a situation where everyone was eliminated but trunks, but then trunks
Hmm.
alone like came back
Yep.
and like did so good, he knocked all three characters out. I was like, oh, that's how you play this game. Like that was too much for me. Like, oh,
yo, and
Like,
whew.
and I was just saying the way I learned about Sonic Fox was actually through Injustice 2, and the
yeah,
way and yeah,
he
that's
won. He won in Injustice.
yeah, and this is just to go back on what OMG was saying, is like one of his main characters in Injustice 2 was Joker. Do you know how hard it is to use Joker? Oh my god, that's like my worst character. And I would try to do what he does, and I'm like, oh my god, like,
Yeah, he played a lot of different characters in Justice. Trying to remember if his main was Cold. Cold.
yeah, Colt's another difficult one. Like
Yeah,
I
he made Captain Cold, and he played him very well.
mhm.
Same what he did with Katana in Mortal Kombat,
Yeah,
and because I think he's like the first person to win in like win Evo in like 5 different games,
yeah,
4 or 5 different games, because he's won in Injustice, Mortal Kombat, now DBZ. He's also won in what was it? Was it a Marvel year? Did he win a Marvel year? Trying to remember, did he win a Marvel year?
mm,
But
don't
I think
know.
he's won. I know he's won at least 4 different games, and that right there in itself is amazing.
right.
Yeah.
So,
That is
yeah,
not easy to do.
cause I find it hard to switch from Call of Duty to Fortnite, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so to be able to like switch games and play at at a like a competitive
Competitive
level
level.
Competitive
and
level.
win
And win, yeah, yeah. You know how many people haven't won a Evo tournament, and he won in multiple games. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
That means something. Yeah.
That means something there. The man got skills,
Because
and he's young. He's
yeah.
young.
Yeah, and please understand, guys. This doesn't mean like you're just gonna wake up one day and be good at the game. You have to put hours and
No,
hours.
they put
Hours.
so much time that you will be like, how are they even having fun at the game anymore?
Right.
They put in hours just to learn a data of which would hit first. Just learn framing. Just learning frame data
Frame.
puts in
Yeah.
hours just
Yeah.
to know what wake up would beat what. They put in hours. You talk
Right.
about time that these Fortnite guys put in. They put in
Hours.
much more time.
Mm-hmm.
They put in much more time. Then they go to local tournaments and they fight each other, and then they get their butt kicked, and then they learn from that, and then they do constant training. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that's not gonna that's
Odie says it's easy. Okay, Odie, then become an Evo champion in five different games, and then we'll see how easy it is. All right. Well, I want you to first become a Brawlhalla champion first. So that's the game you already. That's the game you access right now. You know, you have access to right now. Become a Brawlhalla champion, and then get at me. And then I'll be learning from you. Speaking of which,
You
I got a
you go
hot.
ahead and try to get in the FGC without having a lots and lots and lots and lots of training.
I
And
got.
watch how you get your ass whooped.
I got a Brawlhalla
Mm.
highlight moment. I actually beat Bezoid one time. I'm just happy about that. I beat Bezoid one time. I'm happy. Beat him one
Andy,
time.
that was one round.
I don't care. The fact
That
that
can
I
happen
beat
in anything.
the fact that I beat you one round, I'm happy.
He wants that one W that makes him feel accomplished in life.
Is
not
Brawlhalla
That's not an accomplishment.
is Brawlhalla cross platform? No, as of yet,
It will
no.
be.
It will
It
be,
will
but
be.
not yet. It's contracts. They keep telling me something about contracts. I don't know. PlayStation's being finicky right now, I guess. I'll put it on PlayStation.
Oh, also the Street Fighter V term I do have to kind of elaborate on too. I really like the finals in that match too. Someone using Bison versus Akuma.
Yes.
And dude, 'cause, like I don't really see a lot of good Bison players in high tournaments. Like they get so far and they get stomped, but that person was really like timing everything perfectly. With those like EX moves where like he does a stomp and then he goes over and does like
Mhm.
the fist. Like
Yeah.
that, like he was timing that so good, and his opponent had no answer to it the entire tournament.
And
Or that entire
Bison
round.
is considered like a B tier character. He got a major movement flaw, and he
Yeah.
got flaws that he can only get in so many ways. And
Right.
so if you learn to stop it, he has a hard time. And to see him in grand finals and win, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
That
Bison?
was huge. I was like,
What?
wow, that made me feel excited. Like, because you don't usually see like lower tier characters being used and dominating, and that's what makes fighting games so much fun. Is because it just goes to show you, even if he's not like top tier character, if you practice that one character forever, and you actually get good with them, you can surprise the entire tournament, and they won't
Yeah.
know what to do with it because no one sees it coming. And that's why that person had no answers to it because he didn't see it coming.
You see it. I can give one person name and you would be like, oh yeah, definitely. He plays
Mhm.
such a low tier character. We all know the character, but he's considered low tier.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
His name is Snake Eyes. He plays
Right.
Zangief, and he kicked so much butt. Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
kicked a lot of butt, and everybody was like, "How is he winning?" Because he maximized what that character can do,
Right.
and even fighting a higher tier character, he was able to beat him because he learned not only his character, he learned the opponent he's fighting, and
Right.
and so they didn't know his character what he could do, but he knew what they
Right.
could do, and
So
so
that
he
put him
had
at
an
a great
advantage.
advantage. Oh yeah.
And so he was dominating a lot.
I wish
Man.
I would have seen that. I wish I would have watched it, but
It was hardcore. Like I literally watched it last night before going to sleep. I was like, I got to catch me a little bit of Evo before
Oh,
I
that's on
talk about it.
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I did. I watched it on YouTube. That's exactly where I watched it on. And what I literally did, instead of having to watch the entire thing, I just watched the grand finals. But since DBZ was so hyped, I actually watched the whole top 8 because that was just too much awesome for me. So I had to watch the whole top 8. But yeah, overall it was even great. I didn't even know Ruby was a playable character in Blaze Blue.
Oh yeah,
When I saw
yeah. You talk about the cross tag.
Yeah, I didn't know that Ruby was a playable character, and unfortunately, the person that was playing Ruby, well, hold on, I think the person that was playing Ruby, yeah, I think it was the one that ended up doing well, yeah, and like,
Ruby and Gandalf. Yep.
yeah, Ruby and Gandalf, there you go.
Grudo. Sorry, Grudo.
Oh, Grudo, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I do it too. It's okay, but that was a good team combination with all those sides, like basically.
Mhm.
Not even giving any craps about projectiles. Like you just slice right through it and get into your opponent. Like it was a really good play. And I feel like those two characters dominated that person in the grand final. Like it wasn't even much of a match, to be honest. Like
Yeah,
it felt like a
that
slaughter.
team is really actually that team is considered a high tier.
Yeah.
I would say B plus to A tier status.
Mhm.
Both of them, both sides. I know Gudo from Under Night and Birth, and
Mhm.
Ruby from Ruby, of course.
Right.
When she got announced, the whole crowd just loved it, and so
I didn't even know about that because I didn't follow it that much. So that was my first time even seeing it. I was like, oh wow, Ruby and she's
Yeah.
top tier.
She definitely got love because the person who created her, he passed away, and
Oh wow.
yeah, who created not just her but the series of Ruby.
Right.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
he
Monty,
passed.
yeah,
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 and so to see her receive the love she's getting is awesome
hmm
because they
yeah,
actually donated. You covered that, I believe,
yeah. I
where
did cover that.
they
Yeah,
donated to his family, and
right.
yeah, to see her actually win it, it was like, oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
That was kind of
That was real
emotional.
tight.
Yeah, like, that was a big
Yeah,
deal. Yeah. Hmm.
and then all the announcements for the games. Negan coming to Tekken.
What?
Negan
Yeah.
is coming to Tekken. If y'all don't know Walking Dead and ain't seen Negan, y'all been under a rock. He's been like everywhere. That scene has been everywhere. Where I ain't gonna spoil it for
And
people who haven't
just
seen
just
it, but
putting this in the retrospect, Tekken is getting a season 2. There's not a new Tekken, right?
say that again.
Tekken is getting a season 2. It's not
Yes,
a new
Tekken is
Tekken.
getting to season
Yeah.
2. Anna is coming back. Also, Lei Wulong is coming, along with the 3 other characters that hasn't been named yet.
BRB. Go ahead.
Okay.
So for the Anna players and the Lei Wulong players, also known as Jackie Chan by me, I call him Jackie Chan because he reminds
Yeah, you might as well.
me. You might as well say Jackie Chan.
Mhm.
They're coming plus Negan. I want to see how Negan fights. I'm actually
Oh,
curious to see how he fights. I'm looking forward to that. Otis, you keep saying it's easy. It is not easy. It's not
Yeah,
easy to
he's just trolling. At this point, you can
yeah.
just ignore him.
as
Um,
a fighting game player, to master one and be competitive is amazing in his own facet. But to do it in multiple games is
that's
unheard
something
of.
special. Yeah.
It's unheard
Move
of.
over Justin Wong. You ain't
Move
got
over to
nothing
exactly.
on Sonic Fox.
Exactly. I think Justin
Oh,
has won Evo in 2 different games. I think he won. I
the,
know he won in Marvel 2. I know. I consider Marvel 2 and Marvel 3 the
the same
same.
thing. Okay, so then
I
yeah, two
think
would be right then.
I
Yeah.
think he won 2 because he won one Street Fighter a year, I believe. I think
Hmm.
he won once. So
I think so. Yeah.
yeah,
But I
you
mean, if
move
nothing
over.
else, he always top saves, at least for the
Yeah,
most part, at least in the past. But it's nice. It's good that like other people are getting up, and that's how we talked about like recently is like we want to see new players become like the new thing instead of seeing the same old winners over and over.
yeah,
And that's what it was this year. It was a lot of new winners
yeah.
everywhere.
It was
It
a lot of
was really nice to
young,
see.
young new cats that was in there, and a lot of people was like, "Well, who are these?" If you were watching these last few tournaments, you would know exactly who they are.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
and so I'm just glad it went off and it went well. And
Oh yeah.
only thing I'm sad about is I thought I was gonna hear Mortal Kombat. I didn't hear it. I heard
Yeah. I didn't either.
I seen Sagat coming from Street Fighter, who does look good. Still think the
Hmm.
game's not good, but it's good to see Sagat in there.
Sure.
Um, uh, who else got announced? We already talked about Tekken.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I didn't actually talk about the actual grand final.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually did like it mainly because someone was playing was a Devil Jin, and Jin has always been like one of my favorite characters to play in Tekken across the
Really?
board. Like I've always been a Jin player in general. To see like someone play Devil Jin and do well with them, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I've always been a Jin guy, like always. Like that's always one of my mains as far as Tekken's concerned. So
That's awesome. That's my brother's favorite character. He's
oh really?
yeah. I always was a Paul character, and he always
Oh,
was
Paul,
a Jin.
Paul's
Yeah, yeah.
so aggravates the crap. Like when I play against a good Paul player, like I just throw my hands up, like, all right, here we go. It's gonna be one of these fights.
And I got countless hours of playing against Eli's Paul. I mean Eli's Jin with my Paul, and
Hmm.
I always say his Devil Jin is better than his Jin because his Devil Jin has so much more damage.
Hmm.
His Jin is stylish. Jin is always more stylish. Devil
Right,
Jin is more fierce to me, and so
right.
to see Devil Jin win, I know it's
Hmm.
got my brother stoked because that's been his
Oh
Jin
yeah.
for years.
Oh,
We
absolutely.
go.
No, I
Wait,
usually play regular gen over double gen, but because I'm more of a stylish kind of player, that's why I've always like Ken over Ryu and Steel because Ken's always the more stylish one.
oh
I'm
yeah,
all about the hype. I'm all about the flashy moves, the flashy combo. So, but yeah, I mean, I still have respect for Double J because he's still good, and I would still play him. So it's all love when it comes to seeing someone win with that character. And it was a good fight though. Like it wasn't like he dominated the entire time. There were sometimes he was like dropping combos bad, but I mean, overall they both did pretty good. Like as
yeah,
far as like going back and forth, it was a good match.
oh yeah. Oh, did you say something like that? You might get called out. You don't disrespect the fighting game community. Don't do that. You'll get called
Fight.
out, and they'll challenge you on the sticks real quick.
Oh yeah. No, there are situations, especially if you were back in the arcade scene, like you put your
Oh,
money where your mouth was.
you
Like if
put
you
your
talk
money
smack,
where
oh yeah, it was like, all right, well, where are your quarters at? Like
where
that's
you put
exactly what I
it.
used to tell people. Where are your quarters at? That's exactly what I used to tell people. Like you want to talk all this smack about how good you are with this character? Show me some quarters, bro. Let's go at it.
Let's go.
If you beat
Let's
me, I'll pay for you to continue to play. Like that's kind of how it
go.
was back then. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. Like that's how fighting game people are. Like they are
Mhm.
true competitors where they put their money where their mouth is. They don't talk crap. If you talk crap, you got to back it up because we will shut you up hardcore. Like that's
Yeah,
what we do in the
yeah, we,
arcades
we
and
come
all
from
kinds
a
of stuff.
background in the arcade scene where you got off school and you're like, okay, I got this money for lunch, or I can go, practice some because
Yeah,
there was certain games you couldn't play on console because you could only go into the arcades and play
yeah.
and get better in practice. And so your
hmm
practice was using your quarters to go and fight. And so
hmm
don't
Yeah, like the arcade scene's a different thing. Like we beat
it's
people off of machines. Like that was the
Right.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, don't disrespect the fighting game scene.
No, they go hard. Like fighting game, as far as competitive players are concerned, I will stand here to say today that the fighting game community is probably the most hardcore in competitive gaming in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
would
There
agree with
there is
that.
no baby talking. There is no, oh, fix this character. No, no. You get good or you just get out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
that's what it is, and
Yeah.
that's why I love the FGC, and that's why I always respect the FGC.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it is. It was a tweet that every Evo winner was from a different country this year, and that was awesome. Like,
Oh yeah.
That's pretty
if
cool.
y'all don't know about Evo, just look into it. Just look
Yeah.
into
Yeah, it's a
y'all
big
will be
deal.
amazed. It's not just a tournament. It's an event. It's a spectacle.
It
It's
is.
like a Super Bowl
Yeah, I was about to
for
say,
for
yeah, for
for the
fighting.
fighting.
Yeah.
And most of the time, most of the games that you know about in the fighting game genre is there
Mm.
because even if it's not shown on the main stage, it's still probably in a tournament fashion there.
Right.
And people come from all over the world just to come to this one tournament.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm
It's a
glad that
big.
they're doing they're thinking about doing a second one overseas, and
That is
so
pretty
that's
cool.
that's gonna be pretty cool. That's gonna
Yeah.
be pretty nice.
That's nice. That's awesome.
I kind of want to touch up on what you said about the country thing because one of the posts I saw on my Facebook page, because again, I know people who've been to Evo and things like that, and one of them at first was like really getting upset that the United States was just getting our butts kicked. But that was before the DBZ fighters came out, and Sonic Fox, I think, was the one person that took it for America, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I had to kind of be like, hey, we actually won, bro. We got one, and we won on the highest, like most hype,
Nice.
The most hype
game
game.
overall. So like, don't be too upset because like we actually took it where it mattered, in my opinion. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
all
People outside the fighting game community don't necessarily understand why certain countries run certain games. Like
good.
it's gonna be rare to see a Japanese lose in Street Fighter because they get it first over there. Actually,
Right,
before we even touch Street Fighter, they've had it for months to a year.
Dang.
right,
They get it in arcade fashion before it comes to any type of console, and their
right.
arcades handy like make ours look like it's pennies on the dollar. Their
Dang.
arcades is set up to where they take memory cards, plug it into their arcade system, and their character that they've been working on comes up.
That's
It's
crazy.
way more advanced over there than us. We are way behind when it comes to the arcade scene.
Wow, that is
We are.
crazy.
Absolutely.
And they sit there hours on end, and like
Mhm.
one arcade is linked to the other, and there's back to back, and they plug their memory cards in and they play for hours. So we're not gonna be getting that until we step up in that scene. So Street Fighter's gonna run that same as Tekken. Koreans are gonna be mopping that up because Koreans get that like a year and a half before we even touch it. And so
Man.
and so when we get a game over here, we're all hype and we're like, and a lot of people don't understand that game's already been out. It's just we're just now touching it.
Right.
Now, when it comes to things like DBZ, that touches us first before
Right.
it touches. And so we get the DBZ and Marvel before they even get a look at it, and that's why we dominate.
Right.
And
Right.
so I wasn't surprised to see an American win the DBZ tournament. And that's why if you really look back in the last few winners of Marvel, you will see the Justin Walls, you will see the Yipes,
Right.
you will see all the Americans that have won. But if it's
Mhm.
very rare for us to win a Street Fighter tournament or
Mhm.
or a Tekken tournament.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's yeah, that's
Mhm.
crazy. But that's cool though, man. That's like
Yeah, oh yeah. I've done the fighting game community is very known in the community as far as the lore of just the community itself. And
right.
so when people make judgments about it, it's like, well, you got to understand why the judgments are made like that.
Right. Got to do your
It's
research.
You got to do your research.
Mhm. And another thing I want to bring up too, because again, when it comes to fighting in terms, I get really into it because that's really where I started getting truly competitive. I noticed a weird ruling thing that they did on the DBG Fire that they don't normally do. So it's basically like the player switch. So what happened is Sonic Fox and I forgot the other guy's name. But the two of them, they did their first like set, and then that's what caused the reset. Well, after the reset, I believe it was Sonic Fox was calling for a switch on seats to be on a different player side, and it was a big conversation because this is something that you normally only see in arcades. You don't really see this on console play, so it was kind of confusing. They were like, okay, well, how are they going to rule this? And is at first even the announcers or the commentators they were like, well, more than likely since this is a console thing, they're probably not going to let them switch. But apparently they left it up to a coin toss to see if they can switch or not. So seeing like an arcade ruling done in the grand finals, you know what I mean? Like, it was interesting. Yeah, I was like, wow, it's that serious.
Oh yeah,
I just thought that was something interesting to bring up for the fighting game heads.
That's crazy.
yeah, that is very interesting. And it hasn't happened before.
Yeah,
And
it has. That was the first time.
Yeah. And so when it happened, everybody's like, well, what are they going to do? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do? I was thinking in my head, I think he's just doing this just to get the momentum away from him. Yeah, just to get in his head. I honestly don't think Sonic Fox cares, but I think he just want to take his momentum. And so I think, and it worked.
And it worked. It totally worked.
We have a question.
Okay.
He says, but is there really an advantage with
player one side to two casuals, right? Casuals don't really go to the player two spot and train. When it's at that competitive level, there is no advantage. That's why when I think he just did it to get in his head to get the momentum that he was winning, that other guy was winning, and it's like stopping and it gave him more time to think about what was happening in the match and counter anything.
Right, kind of calm down.
In that competitive state, those competitors literally go to player two and then train to be in on that side, and it is really no advantage anymore.
Yep, there's
mind just games. Mind games. I think it was just mind games.
But like you said earlier, for the casual person who's learning the game, it is a big deal because I'll be honest with you, with me, player two was my weak side because I was so used to playing on player one side that I knew how to do all the movements. on the player one side, but anytime someone crossed me over, I was screwed. I didn't know I couldn't execute well, so I had to teach myself how to play on the player two side as well, to know how to do all the finger movements and everything and the wrist movements so that I could, execute my moves well.
To better explain it in layman's terms, when you go to the player two side, it's almost like playing dyslexic. Like you gotta do reverse what you did on the other side. At least that's the way I look at it. It may not be probably the right word, but it's like you got to do things like reverse of like how you were doing it on the other side. And so it's that getting that muscle memory is a hard thing sometimes.
It is. Like fighting games have different steps. Like one of my first iconic things for me personally when I was playing fighting game was learning how to throw a fireball. It seems like nowadays it seems like nothing, but when I did my first fireball and was able to actually do it consistently, that was a big deal to me because at first I struggled with it, and then learning how to play on the player two side, that was another major accomplishment. And so there are different steps and different layers on being a good fighting game player, which is why I tell people when they say that fighting games are easy, oh no, there is a lot more to fighting games than what people understand.
That's why I tend to like June. That's why I tend to like June, because even on the player two side, she's not that difficult. Well, at least to me anyway, to muscle memory, like her little side spin kick into her combo. Into the upper kick combo. Man, I need to get back into Tekken. I just need to get back into Tekken. I need to give Tekken another chance.
You do.
Yeah,
Tekken is good. Tekken is awesome.
It is good.
Yeah, I think I need to give it another chance.
And I remember the time that when you said that, I remember the times of just teaching myself to Dragon Punch on an anti-air, and I'm man, just the little things like that. You're like, let's just do an emotion. Okay, do it when somebody's jumping in on a timely fashion.
Timing is everything in a fighting
game. Yeah. Or do it when you're on wake up. Or come on, and not just mash it and just hit the button. Do it on command.
Yeah.
Where you're just doing one command. Fighting games are awesome.
Oh yeah, they are. That's a completely different of competitive play. They're when you watch other type of games being played competitively, nothing, in my opinion, compares to fighting games.
No.
There is no comparison.
No,
it's a completely different world.
And that's where RNG does not live. RNG does not live.
No, there is no RNG in that.
Yep.
When the person beat that person, he's better.
Yeah.
I'm saying he's just better that day. He was better than you that day. There was no factor. There was no pub stomping. There was no I kicked this young person's ass. It was just these two people played. This guy was better than him that day.
Yeah. The only thing I think that I honestly think it's better to play fighting games in a LAN situation always.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Always. If you're in a serious competition, most of the time you're gonna, I say, 100% of the tournament of the time, you're gonna want to do it on LAN. You're going to do it so each person is at their best. There is no hiccups. There is no
excuses.
No excuses. Just input delay is not there. You don't want input delay. You don't want none of that. It's just
no.
Yep.
Sorry, chat. I know we don't normally cover fighting games a lot, but this is the mega of fighting games.
This is the Super Bowl of tournament play for the year. This is literally the Super Bowl of it. And for those listening on SoundCloud, YouTube, and everyone else that does appreciate the fighting games, you're welcome.
Right.
Wait.
Geeking out right now.
Wait. Odis, you've been asking me to play you in Brawlhalla all this time, so don't go there. Brawlhalla is a fighting game.
She's just trolling right now.
I know. I'm just. I'm putting her on blast. You know what I'm saying?
We already did.
Yeah.
While you were gone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
You're good. We already took care of that.
All right. Good. So, I mean, Brawlhalla is not a fighting game. Yeah, it is. It's a platform.
Actually, speaking of Brawl in general, we didn't even talk about Smash.
We didn't talk about Smash. Fox ruled.
So
Melee.
The double Fox. I have to say the double Fox.
Right?
You know what? I honestly feel like that player should have stuck with Peach the entire time
Yeah,
because
I agree.
honestly, like when he switched over to Peach, I feel like he did better. I mean, he still lost, but
Mhm.
just seeing how well he was able to execute that infinite throw and then to just like knock him out, like that's awesome when you can catch him. And I think had he just started with that, and I understand why he didn't because I mean he understood what he was going up against and
Mhm.
he thought to in his mind, okay, the Fox is going to be too fast for me. But he should have realized that he's not a good enough Fox player to go Fox
Right.
versus Fox. So he should have just
Yep.
stuck to Peach.
He should
That's what
have
I
just said that.
feel that he
I,
should have stuck to that.
Can
You agree with that?
can Peach still float? By the way,
Yeah.
she can still
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
float.
Yeah.
Her float game's
Absolutely.
still strong. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Like it's not easy to. I mean, because you got to know when to cancel
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
and then to do moves and to land or whatever. But yeah,
Same
no,
with
she can
Kirby.
still do it.
Same with Kirby. You gotta know when to cancel him too. But yeah, I've always liked Peach. Peach. I'm a floater though. I like floating characters. I've always been a floater.
I was rooting for a character who didn't make top 8, but he's still my
Who?
favorite character
Yeah.
in Smash. I'm a Link player. I'm a Link
Oh.
player for forever,
I'm a
man.
Ness guy.
Oh, you're a Ness
PK
guy.
Fire. PK
Yay.
Fire and PK
PK
Thunder. What you know about that?
Oh man.
Always
Oh,
been a Link
that
guy.
brings me back.
Okay, we all need to get
Telling you.
switches. We all need to like set up a donation fund for all of us to get switches and play
When
Smash.
Smash when it comes out, that's
Yeah,
right, y'all.
play
Donate to our channel so that we can all have Switches and Smash.
And we can play against each other on the podcast. That would be dope.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Oh,
Be playing in the
that would be
background.
nuts.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be
man.
dope. That'd be dope.
Oh no.
I can
But
know.
you had to bring up Smash though, because I mean that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
That's Nintendo's fighting game, which is strong to this day. Melee, which is one of the older ones, is like at Evo, not the newer one, but it's one of the older ones that's
Yep.
actually there. That's a big deal, because with most fighting games, you're usually playing the newest one. Like Third Strike is not really in there much anymore. It's Street Fighter Five. You know what I mean? We have in Marvel's Combat Infinite. You're not seeing like regular MVC3 much. You know what I mean? But to see Melee being one of the older ones that's still being played the most, and there's a reason for it because Melee is kind of the better for tournament formats in general. It's really hard to
Agreed.
explain.
Right.
You kind of have to be in the fighting game genre to really understand. I don't know how to explain it, but
I
Melee
can
is a
explain
better
it
one.
a
Oh,
little,
good.
but it still wouldn't be even close to what a true competitor of the genre now would explain. Um,
Right.
the recovery timing on like 90% of the moves is bad on the newer versions compared to Melee. So
Right.
the Melee crowd still loves Melee. They feel
Mhm.
as though that's probably the most complete version of the game. We're going to
Mhm.
see what happened with the one they're bringing out now because
Yeah.
they're bringing everybody back.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I know. And it's supposed to be back to the old school ways to
Yeah.
some degree to
Right.
make it to where it is a more competitive one, so they could be that instead of Melee.
I watched the
Instead of
invitational of that game. They had an invitational tournament of the new Smash.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I can't explain why, but I love it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just so intense, and I enjoyed it a
It's
lot.
gonna be, dude. So many characters is in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have no words because it's gonna be a lot of ass kicking.
I can no life that
No.
game. I can
Oh,
no
yeah.
life that game.
That
Easy.
game is it's the Smash crowd in itself is a different, it's a beast of its own
Mhm.
because
It is.
they don't just go with the Street Fighter and attack, and they're a whole nother thing. It's
They're
a
a
whole
whole
nother
other
entity.
They're a whole nother
Yeah.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah. So
About the only fighting game where all the fighting community gets together is DBZ, I believe. I
Yeah.
think that's where everyone comes together because, yeah, you're right. Usually, when it comes to fighting games, certain people only play certain fighting games, but DBZ, everyone wanted a piece of that.
Everybody
Everyone, like
wanted
it was
a piece of
nuts.
We're gonna get
Nuts.
we're gonna get into that topic soon. We kind of like want to make that like one of our final
Oh
topics.
yeah. We definitely was gonna get into that. We was just trying to show love
Yeah.
to a lot of times we don't get a chance to show a lot of love. On it.
Right.
Fighting game is
Yeah.
really rarely able to be talked about because a lot of people don't follow it as much as me and OMG.
Mhm.
Um, us both being from that competitive background is something that we hold dear. So
Mhm.
when
Definitely.
we get a chance to talk about it, we're like two kids that just got Christmas presents. So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely, definitely, and yeah, I don't, yeah, and then plus, it's just been a big week for gaming in general.
oh yeah, it's been an amazing week for
It's
gaming.
yeah, like August, like oh my god, like do you guys realize? I mean, a lot of people are not gonna be hype about this, but some people are. But like Fortnite even drops on mobile tomorrow on Android, so it's August is just a big thing right now. So I mean, crazy, 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 crazy.
Mhm.
So definitely, definitely, I know just having this conversation makes me want to get into Tekken and
Yeah,
again.
I'm about to update it in a few seconds because I
Yeah.
want to get back to playing. Because oh, I miss my fighting games. I miss my fighting
Yeah,
games.
it makes me miss the competitive format. That's what that does, and that's why I
Yeah,
watch
Mm,
it every year because that's my fighting game Super Bowl. But it does make me sad that I'm no longer competitive, and it's not because I don't want to. It's just right now because I do have some arthritis wrist problems these days, so I'm just not able to compete at top level.
don't
Which is why
use
now
no
I do cardio.
disability as no excuse, my brother. You can do it if you want to do
it's
it.
just it takes time to dedicate to being
Yeah, you can do
competitive,
it.
Yeah,
You could do it.
and like I would play casual, but I wouldn't dare. I know for a fact I wouldn't stream it because I wouldn't
Right.
dare step on the actual big time streamers that do that 9 hours a day just to get their anti-airs correct or to get their framework. I was watching Li Joe yesterday place a
uh-oh.
guy and he spent like 8 hours just doing this one combo just to make sure
Mm.
when he could do it whenever he wanted. And
Yeah.
I was sitting there watching just like wow. Out of I can imagine just sitting there this whole time just trying to do one. So I would never stream a fighting game as much as I love them.
Right. No, Sponge Girl, I did not hear about that. Actually, I did not hear about that. That's crazy. She said there's going to be a $1,000 skin release with the app tomorrow for Fortnite. That's a little crazy. I don't know. I have to look into
I
that.
believe it.
I have to look into that. Able Gamers, thank you so much for the auto host. Man, definitely. That's crazy though. Like, I don't think I could like as much as I like streaming Brawlhalla. Like, it's hard to stream a fighting game just in general because
Hmm.
I can't be who I am as a streamer when I'm playing a fighting game. Like, I can't
Because
pay
it's so intense and
right.
everybody's so
Yeah,
involved. Yeah, it's
yeah.
not as casual as a shooting
Yeah,
game, you know?
I can't. I can't like be as attentive as I like to be to chat, and that and I've noticed that when I play Brawlhalla, like, no offense to people when I'm playing Brawlhalla, but I really don't pay attention to chat when I'm playing Brawlhalla. Like, I just want to like do well, and so definitely stream fighting games are like one of those games like you're just there to watch the person play, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of which, did you know that Dancing Fighter went to Evo
I did not.
and she competed?
I did not. I'm still sub to her, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am
Nice.
too. She went and she competed. You know, she plays Street Fighter. She plays
Yeah, yeah,
Sakura,
yeah. I remember
and
you telling me about that.
yeah, she streamed it before. She streamed her playing.
Did she do? Did
Um,
she do well? I mean, of
I
course, I know
believe
she
she
didn't
won.
win. Like
Yeah, I know
win.
she didn't win. I mean, she's not. She's good. She's not, on that competitive of a
Right.
level. But I believe she won two. I
Nice.
believe she won two rounds, and then she got put in the losers, and I believe she won more, or she got put out after that. But I'm just happy for her. She got there.
Yeah.
She got a couple of wins.
Shout outs to Dancing
Oh,
Fighter. That's freaking
Shout out to
awesome.
Dancing Fighter.
there you
She's
go.
always showing
Yeah.
love to me and Bezo when we come in, which is really awesome because
Yeah.
she's she's kind of a little bit of a big deal, which is pretty cool. She's awesome though.
Yeah, she was playing. She was playing Rathalos last night. I saw her beat it last night.
Nice. Sponge Girl says, yeah, it's free for the app, but you have to pay for on PS4, PS Buys. I think 1,000 is. I don't know. I have to see documentation to see that before I can.
Yeah, I need to.
I need that.
Wow.
Sounds a little
I didn't know that.
redunculous. That sounds a little redunculous. Ridiculous. I now CS:GO skins, I could see that, but Fortnite skins, I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
people only paying other people's accounts for like $400 just for the skull.
Yeah, yeah.
And to have a skin
Skin.
come out now and already charge $1,000.
1,000? Yeah, it seems a little.
Kind of hoopla to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I just like I said. I just need to see documentation.
I need to look into it.
Before we move on, I do want to do one more quick shout out.
Do it.
So,
Do it. Do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Hey.
So you remember how CY Games is one of the people running the Evo?
Can I
wait, I
pretend
couldn't hear you. What you said? I couldn't hear you.
CY Games. That's the
Okay.
sponsor, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that is the company that has created the game that I'm competitive in, the card game Shadowverse?
Are you serious?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones behind the card game that I'm trying to play competitively. As a matter of fact, they were giving us free product for those of us who actually played during the event. And yeah, they actually are the creators of Shadowverse.
Huh.
They're the ones that have been supporting Evo and everything. So I found that really, really interesting that the card game that I'm being competitive with is in line with the fighting game, which is what I used to be competitive at. It's just a small world. It makes me feel good about it.
Yeah.
It's
So
meant
shout out
to.
to CY
Shout
Games.
out to CY. Yeah.
It's meant to be. It's meant to be. OMG.
Yeah.
It's meant to be. OMG.
That means I need to push on the card game harder because I haven't been playing at all this week, which makes me sad. But I'm getting back into it. I just had to do my podcast homework, which was really important. So.
Yeah, it's dude. Like I said, it's hard when you're an adult and you got to do adult things and you want a game because there's so much to play right now. Maybe not like dive into, but so much to try and just get a taste in to see. Okay, what's gonna get me to Call of Duty Black Ops 4? Well, at least that's where I'm at. So definitely. Who's taking on the next topic? Or are we diving into the bio for?
Well, before y'all dive into it, let me go ahead and just go through my top 5.
Okay, that sounds like a
mobile
good
game.
idea. That sounds like a good
Since you
idea.
did kind of bring it up for me to do it last week, I'll kind of go ahead and do it. So, since Handy did bring it up last week that I should do a top 5, keep in mind that I actually did this last year, but this is a new year and I played new games. So what I did was, in preparation, is I actually downloaded every old game that I played. Well, almost every old game. There are a few that I refuse to play. Final Fantasy and Blood Brothers. Well, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy New Empire and Blood Brothers. Those are the only 2 that I excluded because I just refused to do their monetization practices. But anyway, every other mobile game I actually downloaded and replayed again. Started some new files and things like that just to see if they were still as good as they were today. And only one of the games that made top 5 is going to be actually in my top 5 this year, which most of you could probably already guess what it is. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go into the top 5 mobile games that I actually currently like today. So let's jump right into it. So believe it or not, at number 5, I actually put Candy Crush on that list. Surprise, surprise, right?
Wow. Wait.
Wanna know why?
Wait. Where's OMG at? Who are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, believe it or not, I re-downloaded it because it is a mobile game. I do like puzzle games too. I may not play them a lot on my YouTube channel, but I do like mobile puzzle games on the side. And there's a lot of puzzle games that I played. But I re-downloaded Candy Crush, started over, and I was actually having fun. Like, and the cool thing about it was, like, the game obviously teaches you the small little things you can do in the game, to get to do better or whatever. But as you're playing and beating the levels, it just felt like an accomplishment, and it was so much fun that I was actually playing for a good hour and a half before I was like, I need to play something else. I was having so much fun. Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think it was fun because you haven't played it in a while, or was there new life being breathed into the game?
No, it was a situation to where, and the reason I re-downloaded old games, I wanted to see if they were still fun today. If I still had that same feeling when I first played it then, playing it again now, and that's why I like it. I still got that same feeling that I got the first time I played. So it wasn't because I hadn't played it in a while. It was because I had that mutual feeling of having fun.
Oh,
Because at the
okay.
end of the game, at the end of the day, you're playing video games because you want to have fun. You want to have an escape to reality that just makes you feel good and about what you're doing and having a good time. And I was legitimately having fun, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
So
That's interesting.
some might say, "Oh, you sold out because it's popular." No, no, no. I mean, yes, Candy Crush does make tons of money and all that, but
But isn't that
it's
popular still?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
Really?
yeah, it is. I'm not going to touch on it, but that's going to be a subject for next week because I actually found something in mobile gaming news this morning about Candy Crush, but I'm not going to bring it up today because
What?
we don't have enough time for it. But yes, it's still a big deal even today, and you'll find out why next week. But yes, that is my
OMG.
number five. Yeah,
Can I interject before you hit with number 4?
yeah.
It's not going to be $1,000. It's not $1,000 skin. It is supposed to be part of the third starter pack that comes with Samsung. It's basically the character that's already on there with looking like the dark matter from Black Ops 3 on it. Um, a lot of people are putting out rumors that it's $1,000.
Alright, go.
Untrue. So go ahead, homie.
Okay. No, that's cool. No, I'm actually glad you brought that up because that's good to know because we want to get our facts straight. So I'm glad you brought that up. We appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so number five was Candy Crush because it's just the one. And I played lots of other puzzle games, and there are other puzzle games that I really enjoy too. But a lot of other puzzle games are overcomplicated because they put RPG elements into it, which you might think would make it a better game because it's more innovative. But sometimes it also complicates things. Sometimes you're not having as much fun because you get frustrated because of the rulings. So this is just a simple, basic puzzle game that's just straight up fun. Um, and of course, there's 10 tons of spin-offs. So you know a game is good when everybody's copying it.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
so,
mm,
Soda Crush, all that stuff. But anyway.
H1Z1. Mm,
No
mm.
problem, Sponge Girl. Just glad to give you the information.
Oh, yeah. So we'll go to number four then, which was Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Um, this is a game that I just demoed a few months ago. And after demoing it, I played it for about a month and then I stopped playing because I wanted to make time for the other games I was more involved with. But I re-downloaded the game and it was still fun. It was still a little confusing because of the fact that, since it's been a while since I played, there were certain things that I forgot how to do. So I had to sort of relearn a few things over again. But as I was playing, it was still a lot of fun because it brought me back to that nostalgia of the 8-bit Final Fantasy games where you had like those characters that were like the graphics weren't as enhanced, but they're a little bit better than they were. But being able to mix and match my favorite Final Fantasy characters the way I want to, I can put a Final Fantasy 9 character with a Final Fantasy 10 character, and they can be my team. But it's not even just that; it's the fact that it actually has its own story. You could actually play it as a standalone RPG. It actually has a story. You can collect other Final Fantasy characters as you go along, but the game does have its own specific three characters. That's part of the story and everything, and then you can just build a team based off of whatever you collect. So you have the option of beating the game with whoever you want to beat it with, as long as
Nice.
you get the character. So I play a little bit of the story, and then another thing too is about the story is that it makes you feel like I'm playing an old school RPG because it's not just like a regular mobile RPG where you're just like tapping and you're just doing battles, but you can actually go into towns and if you're using like a phone or a tablet, you actually get to move the character to different space spots as he's walking, so you can actually have dialogue with other players. There's actually fetch quests and things like that, so it actually feels like its own Final Fantasy game. So
Nice.
yeah, so the fact that like it really is standalone a regular RPG that you can just have your own like mixture of characters.
Experience. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
so good. So it still holds up to this day, even though it's still a fairly new game. Um, so that was my number four. And by the way, this top five list was difficult for me 'cause I played a billion
Yeah,
games.
yeah, he was actually still doing. He was me and him were talking yesterday. We were just catching up, and he was actually still doing the list when me and him were talking. So yeah, he put a lot of thought and process into this list, guys.
Yep.
Wasn't like he just ran through the store and picked games.
No, not at all. And there are some games that I didn't choose only because I hadn't played it long enough. Like for example, I didn't count Star Ocean on my list only because I haven't played it a month yet, and I also didn't count the other game that I brought up last week, the Tensei DX2 thing, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Shin Megami. I didn't count that either because I haven't played it a month yet, so I can't put that in a category yet. I need more time with that. But anyway, on the number 3, Fire Emblem Heroes, which is the one game that was there last year.
I'm surprised that was the number 1.
Yeah, I was surprised too. But Fire Emblem Heroes, for those who don't know, that's a strategy RPG, probably the best strategy RPG on mobile. I can probably say that with 100% confidence.
I'm gonna download that right now as you talking about it.
It's pretty cool because of the fact that if you like strategy RPGs, if you're familiar with the Fire Emblem series, I mean, you have the ability to collect your favorite characters from whichever games that you've played. Now, I played Fire Emblem Path of Radiance for the GameCube, so I'm able to play characters like Ike, for example, who some only know from Smash Brothers, but he was actually originally from Fire Emblem. And when I re-downloaded the game, I mean, I started over, and the cool thing about starting over is that it let me have a choice of 4 different characters from 4 different Fire Emblems. I think it was like Roy, Ike, and like 2 others. I forgot who they were. And I picked Ike. And it wasn't like they have 2 different forms of Ike. They have the regular Ike that you get when you first play Path of Radiance, and then you have the one where he gets promoted to commander when he actually leaves the Grail Mercenaries. And the Ike that I got to choose was the one from the Grail Mercenaries, the actual OP like boss Ike, which I felt happy that I get to select him as a character without having to earn them. So that was awesome. I felt good about that. And then just kind of playing the story again, because yes, there is an actual story to the game. It's not as in depth as Brave Exvius, but as far as battle mechanics, I've always liked the strategy RPG more than I like your traditional RPG format. So that's part of what put it over the edge, and it was by a really small margin. Like that was the number 3 and 4 that I was debating the most. Actually, I was trying to figure out which one I actually liked more, so that was a tough one for me. But at the end of the day, by a small margin, Fire Emblem does beat Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. But they're still both really, really solid games, especially if you want to get a good story, good combat, and use your favorite characters from multiple games.
Nice.
So definitely something good.
I'm actually downloading it right now.
Number 2 for me is Shadowverse, which is the card game that I've been playing on my YouTube channel lately. And the reason that it's so high on my list is 1, I'm enjoying it, and 2, it's the one game that I'm actually trying to be competitive at, and the cool thing about this game compared to Hearthstone, now Hearthstone is a really good game. I did play Hearthstone again because I did re-download it months ago, so I was trying to get back into it too, but it wasn't really the same because the difference between Hearthstone and Shadowverse is that Shadowverse is easier for anybody to be good, which means that everybody's on a playing field. It's almost like fighting game comparison. Remember how we said the fighting game community, they're really a big deal because it's all about skill. It's all about putting your money where your mouth is. Well, Shadowverse is that card game version. And the reason I'm saying it is because with Shadowverse, you almost don't have an excuse to not be good once you played the game long enough. Because when you first load the game, they give you tons of free packs. Like I think you get 10 free packs of all of the major standard sets that are in rotation. So you get tons and tons of cards to start with. It does have its own story, which I thought was decent. But it's more for the competitive play for me, and it feels like it's the one form where I can actually show off me being somewhat competitive. I'm still working out the kinks. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm having fun while being competitive, and that's why it's my number 2 is because 1, I can be competitive and still have a good time, and it's really hard to balance that in a game because a lot of games get competitive, you start to lose having fun, and with Shadowverse that hasn't happened to me. With Hearthstone it did. Like I actually got burnt out when it came to Hearthstone. I even tried playing it again just to be fair.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't the same.
I would agree. I got burnt out on Hearthstone.
It's still a good, solid game. BlizzCon does a good job of doing their $1 million tournaments. It's still a hype thing. So again, I'm not saying nothing bad about Hearthstone, but I think Shadowverse is a little more fair because everybody has a chance to be good. You almost don't have an excuse not to do well within your first 6 months of playing. Because you get
shots fired.
Yeah, Yeah, because like I said, with Hearthstone, you don't get free packs. You have to grind a lot or spend a lot of money to get good within a year. With Shadowverse, within about 6 months, you should understand the concepts of the game, and you should have a good enough card pool to where you know what to play and how to play it. So that's kind of where we're at right now with Shadowverse, and that's why it's my number two. But for the number one favorite,
I'm interested to see
well,
what
if you want to comment, if you want to comment on Shadowverse real quick, you can. Before
No, I was gonna say I actually like Shadowverse. I've played it a lot. I don't have it no more, only because like I thought it was, kind of like Hearthstone. But now that you bring it to that light, like, you make a good point. Like, I could never get ahead in Hearthstone like I could in Shadowverse because I literally have to throw so much money at the screen
right
to get good at Hearthstone. So you make a good point there. I might
yeah,
have to dive
and the
back
fact that
into
I
it.
brought up, yeah, the fact that I had to bring up, the similarity between like CY Games doing Evo and this card game,
Yeah, that's pretty
it
dope.
makes sense
Yeah.
why they do that. They're trying to put the fighting game mentality of you have no excuse. We threw all of this at you for free. You can spend more money if you want, but we gave you enough to start with for you to
Right.
get good.
That's
So get good. And that's what I like about Shadowverse.
I like that. Get good. Get OMG's t-shirts today. Get good.
Now, I will admit that it's not 100% fighting game status because there is RNG because there's luck of the draw. So, there's not 100% skill, but it is, I'd say, a good 90% skill because even though there is a bit of luck, you still have to be able to know how to build well and play off of what you have.
Right.
And good players in this kind of game are consistent winners. So, there you go. But my favorite game right now is honestly one of the newest games I've been playing, which is Knights Chronicle. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, it really is. And at first, I wasn't gonna make it number one because for a while I was like, yeah, it's like your other RPGs where you can do other things. But when I saw that the story, like I don't know if you remember we talking about this recently, how the story actually branches a little bit, and you see how sometimes the story comes together between two different perspectives, that hooked me as far as the story thing. At first it was just a good mobile RPG, but then when I saw that the story was actually more interesting and it's more anime like, and I'm big on anime,
Yes.
it sold me. And then I've actually been also playing a lot of the other modes that I've been kind of ignoring just because I'm trying to focus on different things to learn the game more. And it's just too good. It really is. For a mobile RPG, it's really, really good. You could say that it's just like every other mobile RPG, but the story is really what sets it apart from the majority of them.
Nice.
So, and then again with the co-op play as well, because they have a mode where you can play in dungeons with random other players or your guildmates. Because you can, for your guildmates, you actually create a party chat thing, and then people like click. Well, it's not. Well, you put it in chat. Like there's a way you can post it. Right. And then people can just join it from your guild if you want to do it just for your guild, or you can do it in regular global chat, or random people can join, and then people just click it, and you and your buddies can play together, and so you're actually as a group, going through dungeons and getting it, basically grinding together. Like you can't. There's no other mobile RPG I can think of where I could grind with other people. Like that's kind of cool.
You hear this, folks? OMG likes to grind with other people. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Grind.
Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, but you also have the option of playing by yourself. You're not forced to play with others. Like you can still grind by yourself and you'll be just as successful. But being able to actually have the option to play with others is still pretty cool. You know what I mean? So that's why right now it's a big deal. It's a mobile RPG with co-op and a really, really good story, which is something that you don't see in most mobile RPGs. It's different from the rest of it. And since I've been mainly in RPGs these days, of course, it's going to be my number one. So those are my top 5 picks, at least for this year. And then, of course, next year, some things may change. Who knows? Maybe something might bump Fire Emblem off the top 5. Who knows? That's going to be hard to do because Nintendo's good at what they do. But Fire Emblem is the one game going strong that's been in both of my top 5 lists.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, I'm definitely going to be playing 2 out of those 5.
Nice. Okay.
Definitely. He said, "Where's Pac-Man?" I'm disappointed.
Oh, Pac-Man. You see, the thing with Pac-Man is, for me, if I'm not playing in an arcade, it loses its value for me. Like I'm an old school head that prefers playing Pac-Man on arcade. Like I miss the arcade scene, and I feel like I wouldn't be doing it justice if I played it on any other format, to be honest. But that's just more of a me thing.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
you're trolling, but it's actually a good point. I just
There-
kind of want to bring it out
there's
there.
also there's always Pac-Man Battle Royale. I'm just saying. I'd
I'll
say.
pass.
Yeah. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Uh,
I mean, he was in Slash. There you go.
I mean, that's true.
no, for Smash, yeah, that's cool. I mean, Smash has the right to use anybody they want in a fighting game because the fact that they were the first to really innovate that, using multiple characters from multiple games that I'm aware of. So, yeah, Nintendo, you have the right to use whoever you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
You heard that.
I want to use Solid Snake, or I want to use Snake. But anyway, before we can't go back into Smash as much as I really want to. I could talk about Smash for hours. Yo, I guess it's time, Bezord. Are you ready to enter the zone of Black Ops 4?
Are you ready? Yeah.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure me and Bezord are gonna be like on point with this one with each other. Black Ops 4 beta was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like 100%. There's some things that they need to work out. I enjoy the game though. Like I'm like legitimately. Yo, Rad Panda, thank you so much for that host, man. I'm legitimately missing the game. I don't know. Are you missing the game right now, Bezoid?
Oh yeah, I missed it the next day.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just, and I haven't missed a Call of Duty game in a while. Personally for me, I haven't missed like legitimately missed playing a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2. That was like my ultimate favorite Black Ops. So like to have that urgency again, like I'm excited. Can't wait until Friday. Although I do think they're gonna release it on Thursday. Just saying.
They should release it on Thursday because of what they did for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Xbox should have just as much time as PlayStation has. So,
Yeah. Which
they gotta be fair with that. They
Right.
gotta be fair.
They
with
gotta
that.
be fair. I do agree with that. And also, for those, if you didn't get to play it this week on PlayStation, it will be released on PlayStation again this week also. It was fun. Has issues, but was fun. Yeah. Yo, vocalists, welcome to the Kill Cam Squad, where we chill and we kill and we have no drama. But yeah, I definitely enjoy the game a lot. I'm curious to wonder what this new secret mode that's going to be coming out next week. Do you have any ideas what it might be?
I have no idea. It's gonna be a whole new thing, so I'm just leaving it up there. Leaving it out there.
The only thing that I didn't necessarily like, I don't know if it was, I see a lot of people were complaining about the time to kill. I think the time to kill was fine. I think my main issue is because of how the time to kill is, that people like the spawn timing was off. Like this is how I pictured it in my head. This may not be how the actual game is made, but this is how I pictured it in my brain. There's a clock, right? There's a time to kill clock, and then there's a respawn clock. I feel like because the time to kill clock is changed, the respawn clock wasn't changed, so like it made it off. And I feel like they just need to tweak that clock a little bit, and I feel like everything would be good. And because the spawning behind thing was, which always happens in Call of Duty. I don't care who you say, it always happens. But in this one, it was kind of annoying. But I felt. Go ahead.
Aside from the TTK was fine. The
Yes.
TTK was absolutely fine, except for one instance where I felt as though the handguns was extremely strong when going up against an SMG, and I'm like, no, it shouldn't win that battle.
Yeah, I agree.
But the spawns was on a whole nother level. I don't believe it was the TTK's fault. I think they just got to work on the the schematics of how they want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think they really got a chance to adjust it accordingly to how players would play, because it was literally you could spawn right after an opponent spawning, and you're right behind them. So I don't know if it's the TTK, but it's some schematic they did not pay attention to, and that was the only part of the game that I was like, okay, they need to do something about that, dude. That is
Yeah.
not fun.
Nah, yeah, that was so and just so you guys know, me and Beasley, we played a lot of TDM, and I enjoyed this game very much, because I could consistently go positive in this game. Now, some are gonna say it's cheating, some are gonna say it's not, but it just reminds me of a lot of Overwatch. A lot of people didn't realize. I don't think a lot of people realize what they implemented in the game, and this changes Call of Duty, and if they implement it in the actual game, this is gonna change Call of Duty forever. Say for instance, if I was killing somebody and Bezoid was killing somebody, and like I killed majority of the guy and then Bezoid finished him off, me and Bezoid both get credited the kill and the points, which that's how it happens in Overwatch, but it doesn't credit Bezoid. If Bezoid got the kill, like he killed like majority of the guy, Bezoid still gets the kill in like the kill feed. But if you go to your actual your KD thing or whatever, it shows that you also got a kill. And I was paying close attention to that, and I like it, but I know a lot of people. I know it's skated by a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't notice it. The reason why I like it because it reminded me of Overwatch, and I love Overwatch, and I like that mechanic in Overwatch. So I think it's cool, but I don't think it's gonna last. Because I feel like
I think it's gonna last.
I
think it's gonna last.
I want it to.
This game is meant to be done like that. It's a team.
Yeah.
It's meant to be your team won, not you.
Right. Yeah.
You know? If your team dominates, you win.
Right. Exactly.
And so, honestly, I like it. I like that fact. I seen as soon as it started, I was like, oh, they got that feature.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just, me and the guy both died, but before he died, and I was like, oh, I'm still plus. And so I was like, oh, okay, they got that feature from Overwatch, which they brought Blizzard in to help anyway.
Right,
so
right. I'm not surprised, and the same, which helped also make the specialists seem more practical, maybe not balanced. There were some OP ones, like the dog one was a little OP, but it was fun to use.
The dog isn't OP. I neutralized the dog. Actually, it was fun getting chased and seeing him. Oh no, doggy, no!
If you use blind eye, you don't get hit by the not blind eye, but cold blooded, I believe. I don't think you get hit by.
I don't think the dog gets hurt.
No.
And so it's I don't feel as though no one class is OP. I seen classes that were used together, and I was like, dang, that's a good setup, dude.
Yeah.
And that worked, but
right.
There was no one class that you just could not counter, and I like it that way. I don't want it to be where one class can't be countered and just outdone doing everything.
And I also liked how all the specialists, even if it was specialists from Black Ops 3, they weren't. Well, pretty much all of these were from Black Ops 3. They weren't nothing like they were in Black Ops 3. Nothing. Not even the Prophet acted the same, and I'm talking about his main weapon. The main weapon didn't act the same at all, and I like that a lot. I liked it. It didn't kill you. It didn't kill you. If you got hit with the Prophet, you could get if you got hit with the Prophet main weapon, and he didn't finish you off, you could still live, which was really cool. But if anybody walked by you while you were down on the ground, they also got electrocuted, which that was flipping awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. I hope they fix Battery. She looks like a dude. Well, I vote how can I say this without being she's always been the tomboy type. Battle Royale always was a tomboy type, in my
Only
opinion.
thing I wish that they didn't have that head thing on her. If they didn't have the head thing on her, she'd be fine. Just had like an earpiece
Yeah.
that it didn't stop her hair from flowing. She'd look better.
Yeah.
That's the only thing because she don't have that in 3. You see her hair, and so the fact that it's bending the little piece of her head down that makes her look tomboyish, and so they're gonna do stuff to change that.
Yeah,
anyway.
you're gonna be able to customize your character, like no doubt. There's gonna be, I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring back like the gold, whatever, the gold suits or whatever it was in Black Ops 3. They're gonna have a way where you can grind your character for sure, not just your weapons. Some way. I do enjoy the new competitive mode. What was it? Control. I enjoyed a lot. I think it's really cool. I think it's a new fun way to play Call of Duty. I just want to iterate something too, guys. This is for people that are listening in the podcast later. The one reason why they can't, one reason why you don't want them to change the time to kill is because you got to remember, this is going to be in, there's going to be a blackout mode. So imagine if the time to kill was even quicker than what it already was. You wouldn't be able to.
It's not gonna be the same though, man. It's gonna be a difference.
You think there's gonna be a difference? I don't.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a difference. They're not gonna. That's gonna be a whole separate entity. It won't fight the same. It won't play the same. And I'm glad of that. I
Yeah.
don't want it to feel that way. I don't want it to feel like if I'm playing Blackout, I'm playing multiplayer. No, I want it to be its own entity, its own kick-ass mode, and multiplayer be its own kick-ass mode. So everybody can go their separate ways and say, I'm playing this right now. Oh, I'm switching over to multiplayer right now. I don't want it to mesh. I don't want it to
You
mesh.
don't want it to mesh at all.
Mm-mm.
Period.
Mm-mm.
Like
That's what
not even the
None.
like not even like as far as like experience wise.
the only thing. No, I don't. That's the same way they did with Black Ops 3. They kept it separate.
Mm.
Zombies was his own thing.
Okay.
Multiplayer is his own thing. I don't want it to mesh at all. I don't want people to level up from playing Blackouts and then have a high multiplayer thing. No, nope. If you want to play Blackout, you level up in Blackout. If you want to play multiplayer, you level up in multiplayer. Don't mesh them. That's what games do wrong when they mix PvP with PvE and then it ruins the game. Nope.
Yeah.
Leave them separate.
Yeah, I hear you on
Leave 'em
that.
separate.
I hear you on that. I mean that kind of makes sense.
But I agree. The TTK needs to stay high because this is a chaotic game.
Right.
It's a chaotic, fast game.
Some
It's
people are saying
really,
it's
really
slow.
fast.
So a lot of people are saying
No,
the
no.
TDK is slow. I think the pace of the game is faster. You know.
It's faster than Black Ops 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's actually faster than
Yeah.
3. I find it hard to believe, but it is.
It is. It
Because
really
you got
is.
the space jump boots in 3.
There's a difference, but people don't realize there's a difference when you shoot in the body and then you shoot like in the you shoot in the lower body and then you shoot in the upper body. Like you got to
Mhm.
shoot in the upper body. You got to do it. Like if not, you're not gonna win. And then you have to, if you're dealing with somebody, instead of complaining, like I gotta say this, instead of complaining about body armor, put something on that counters it.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
There's a reason why there's multiple class slots. You can have one that's meant for countering body armor and one that's not. It's not hard. It's not hard. All you have to do is put on AP bullets, put on AP bullet 2, and you're done.
Yes, AP bullets go against the armor. It melts the armor.
It's not.
So you could either put the AP bullets on your gun and melt the armor, or put armor on yourself to make it 50-50.
Right.
Either way, there's counters to everything, but people were so quick to judge it.
Right.
Oh, this is OP. No, it's not. Everything got a counter.
They gotta take armor out of the game. That's all I've been hearing from like all these crazy
You gotta take
YouTubers that
armor-
don't like
yeah,
change.
I've heard that too.
They,
They gotta take armor out, dude. You can either use AP rounds to go through the armor, or you can get armor yourself.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
There's two different things right there to counter it.
Definitely. Yeah, there's so many things. That's another thing too. Everything's got a good counter to it. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, not
I
even.
haven't seen nothing that couldn't be countered by something.
Yeah, and not even the. What did you think about the score streaks? Because you got more score streaks than I did.
Oh, I'm enjoying them.
Do you
The
enjoy-
only thing, the only one that think they need to tweak, and I think they will, is the Sentry sometimes will, ooh, I just got shot. The Sentry will it feels like it would just go into stupid mode and don't do nothing.
Right.
Other than that, love the score streaks. They're easy to shoot down, so it's not like they're OP. You actually gotta if you team base yourself, you could keep them up. Is the game isn't meant to be one person dominate a 6 person team. No,
Mm-hmm.
your team's supposed to dominate the other team. It's supposed to be a collective, and
Yeah.
that's the way it should be. And it's different, and we want it different. We scream different. We scream normal, same old God. So
Hey, it
I'm
still
I'm
did better
hyped.
than World War II. And I'm saying it did better on World War II when World War II was released. Not even in beta form. Not even in beta form. Like, do you realize, like, I wasn't even excited to play the World War II beta. Like, after I was done playing the beta, I was kind of like, oh, okay. But I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. And then, like, it was doing, but it is what it is. And, like, do you realize, like, we still have League Play?
Yeah.
League Play is going to be back. This is going to be a whole different like thing. Like, do you realize, like, this is the first time I've been able to play Call of Duty and go 20-4 by myself without teammates? I felt so happy. I felt so
And
happy.
I don't even like the game because a person does well in it.
Right.
I just because I literally sat and Taryn asked me straight up, what is good about the game? What is bad about the game? And I don't want you to be no bias. I just want to know the good things and the bad things about the game. Go. And I sat there and I named all the good parts. He was like, okay, now let's do the bad. And I sat there and I was like, and he was like, no, you got to have some more. I'm like,
I couldn't think of anything.
I
Like,
couldn't think of besides like two.
Right.
And we named them. One was the TTK on the small arm guns. The second was the spawns. We did not like those.
And I think I can name one more, but I already know they're gonna fix that. So I'm like, it's not really an issue. And I think it's the flinch. Because if you notice, like, when you get shot, like, your actual screen goes dim for like 2 seconds. But I don't know if like maybe not even 2 seconds, like maybe like a millisecond. I don't know. But that's why a lot of people. Yes, Ivy. That's why a lot of people wasn't winning gunfights. When you're getting shot and you're trying to shoot, you're gonna have to deal with flinch. So you have.
But there's a thing that you can lower the flinch.
There's
actually
is.
there's a thing to lower the flinch.
I must have not got that far. What was it?
There's a perk that can lower the flinch.
Is there? Was it in the beta?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed it.
You get it later on. Yeah.
I missed it. Oh, well, there you go. See, they were smart. They were smart. And
everything has
a counter.
Yeah.
DB said this. So is this the Donald Trump of COD? What does that mean? I don't understand. I don't understand that. You mean that it looks well, but it's not gonna do well? I don't understand. Don't understand that, because I feel like this is gonna be. I mean, of course, it's not gonna bring back Call of Duty to like the craziest state that it once was, but nothing is. It's like having a sequel of a movie, right? Nothing is never better than the first movie, really, honestly. When you first watch that first movie, like, nothing, like, everybody always says, well, the first one was always better. The first one's better. The first one's better. Well, your first COD experience, where you first fell in love with COD, will always be that better experience. Like, where you just love COD. Like my favorite COD is Black Ops 2. Can't nothing beat that. You know what I mean? It's more the experience. No more.
Same old. Oh, is it the Donald Trump? He is different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Taryn had a big discussion yesterday about it. This game, it felt like the era of COD went into a new era, because I believe Infinite Warfare and World War II ended the old era. It ended it because it was dying. Like, it was dying for real. And this felt like a COD that was reborn. It didn't feel like I could just be just because of my good skills, I could just dominate versus a good team. I need my team to do better, but with better hair, of course. Yeah, with better hair.
I mean,
um, and not all originals are the best. There are sequels that beat the original. You could say Back to the Future too.
oh yeah, that's true. That was better.
So there are,
But it's
are
very rare
sequels
though.
that
It's
are-
very rare
it's-
though. It's
yeah,
very rare.
it's not, it don't happen a lot. I'll say
No,
that. Yeah.
no.
Um,
Go ahead.
this one here feels so different. I can't wait to all the Xbox people play it so y'all can feel what we feel. Because right now we're saying it and you're like, really?
It just looks
And
the
I can't
same
wait. It just looks the same. And then
when you
when
play
you
it.
touch it and you play it,
You gotta
and you're
touch
like,
it. You gotta touch it.
you gotta touch it. And you play it and hold on, I don't know because this COD Black Ops 4 seems like it had jetpacks and they took them out. It's not the same. It really isn't the same. The
No.
way you move, you feel like it's so fast. It feels like they got the fast forward button on you,
Mhm.
and but it's controlled.
It's the fast-paced Call of Duty you always needed.
It's so fast paced. I love Black Ops 3, and
Mhm.
I feel like a ninja when I was on Black Ops 3. But when I'm on Black Ops 4, it just feels like I'm constantly in a battle, constantly doing stuff because you're not just going against some specialist. You're going against a team, so you gotta watch out. Ooh, is the sensor on where I'm at? Is the guy gonna put a barrier up? Is a dog near me? Do they got anything to see where I'm at?
Mhm.
And to keep that up, and then you gotta call out to your teams. If you're not calling out to your teams, next thing you know, your teammate's getting killed.
Very rarely
And-
will you win a 2v1 match unless the other people are just dumb. You know what I mean?
In all places. I don't feel the jumping is too high. I believe the jumping is just cool. I believe it's just fine because only thing I know for a fact was just hey, like he just said, when you run into two people and they see you at the same time you see them, you don't win that fight.
You don't win fight unless
You
they're
don't
dumb.
win that
Unless
fight.
they're dumb.
Unless they're just bad. Like they
Like-
gotta be bad.
Mhm.
Because you get mowed down by a team. You run into a firing squad, you going down.
If I'm to be super critical, and this is maybe super critical, like this is being like nitty pitty, like oh my god, like maybe the sliding's a little bit too long.
Launcher,
Maybe,
rocket launcher will hit the will kill the barbed wire.
yeah. You
Rocket
can,
launcher, or you could put on the tactical mask. You can walk right through it.
you can also shoot it with the Prophet too. I did that once. Just try
Yeah,
it.
you can't shoot it with the Prophet. Yep.
You can.
Yep.
Yep. You can also hit it with the, what you call it, with the battery. All those things. I actually like the barbed wire. It makes sense.
Yeah, multi kills can be. You can get a multi kill. Yeah, you can get a multi kill easy.
Right, you can, but you just, I mean, you're gonna have to work at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's, it's not sliding. It's not slide. It's not like sliding in the DMs like in Black Ops 3.
Hey, don't take away from the
I'm,
Ripper.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I just hope he comes to this game. If the Ripper comes to this game, this might be my favorite. 'Cause Black Ops 3 is my favorite. I love Black Ops 2. I adore Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 3 gave me one of the most funnest things ever in a Call of Duty, and that was a Ripper. And so, if they bring him to Black Ops 4, oh my god, the Ripper is fun.
Yeah,
Fun.
I also enjoyed the sounds in the game as far as the shooting sounds, like when you hit somebody, like if you notice, like that's when you know you've killed somebody. That final bullet is like hitting that flesh. It goes
Oh yeah, that yeah.
yeah. It's a great feeling. I guess
Seeing the bullets go past you, so you know where they're coming from.
the tracers, dude. The tracers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't noticed, for those that are listening, I know Bees would probably notice, the enemy tracers are always red. And depending on how strong the weapon is or what weapon they're using, some are small tracers and some are big tracers. I noticed all that stuff. It was really cool. It was really interesting.
Sponge Girl brought this up. I wanted to talk about it too. The whole health pack mechanic makes the game so much better.
Yes.
Because you don't go, oh, I killed the guy. Let me hide for a second to heal
Right.
back up. Nope. You gotta either
It's a
keep
choice.
going.
It's a
You
choice.
either choose to keep going, pull a health pack, let's keep going. There's another guy coming, or health pack, I'm going this way because my health ain't up yet. Um, it makes it so it makes it so you're never out of a fight. You're always doing something.
Yeah.
You're always doing something, and it, man, I
Man,
just love the game.
I'm gonna tell you what I liked about it. I'm gonna tell you what I liked about the heal thing, because there was this guy that would like. I guess he doesn't know about the heal mechanic or whatever, and he would like hit me, and then I would just go and I would heal, and I would go and he would hit me again, and I would just go and then I'd heal, and then he would hit me again, and I would go and heal, and then finally he challenged me like up close, and I took him out, and I was like, man, that was so sick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do that if somebody's just like love tapping you, and from a distance you can go and heal. You can keep healing depending if you have that stem thing on there. But after a while, I stopped using the stem, and I started using the recharge of the specialist thing, so I could use like the more greater specialists like Tempest and Recon and stuff like that, because those, like, I don't know, I don't even think there was like no specialists I didn't even like. Even
the only specialist I didn't like is your specialist.
Like, because it was annoying. But
I didn't like your specialist.
but you didn't realize they had a counter though. A lot of people didn't realize they had a counter, and I noticed in the last update before.
The only reason I didn't like your specialist because I believe he didn't do enough for the team. He did a lot for himself. It was more of a I'm killing people for me thing. That's the only reason why. Every other specialist has something that was benefiting the team.
I think it would have been cool if he was like if you use him on domination, because if you had 3 or 4 people on the point and you shoot his thing, he paralyzes everybody on the point, and then you can go and then take him out. Because remember, I can't kill, like, I can, but if I paralyze them, like, they don't die. So if I paralyze them and then they're on the floor, then you can go and clean them out. Yo, Food Stamp with that raid. Let's go, man.
Yeah, that's another player right there. Food Stamp played with me a lot. I played a lot of Black Ops.
Bless you, Miss B.
Bless you, lady. I played a lot of Black Ops, man. And Food Stamp, he was there, man. And he had me rolling. And this is a guy who don't normally play COD.
Yeah.
He was a good player as a team player, and he just was dominating. He was playing very good.
Yep.
And shouts out to him.
Another thing that I liked about the game, and I noticed this when bless you, Miss B.
You okay over there?
I noticed that when you were showing me guns that you liked, and then but they weren't working well for me, but there was other guns that I liked, but they weren't working well for you. It's like you learned, like, there's not like, oh my Jesus, like this gun is like they're gonna be like the main gun in the game. It's like a gun, like whatever you can, like, you're doing well with, and that's what I like about the predictable what you call it, recoil. It's like you use the gun whatever recoil is good for you to master, and that's what I liked. Because a lot of people didn't like the
you can learn the gun pattern, the recoil pattern of that gun, and become masterful at that gun. While somebody else be like, well, I don't like that recoil pattern, and can't get as good as you are with it.
Right.
So yeah, you're definitely right. Like, and it makes it so all guns could be viable.
Right.
And like the gun I was using might not be the gun you or Food Stamp like, but you guys got your own particular guns, and so it I'm telling you, this game gonna be there. It's gonna be top dog. It's gonna be top dog. I love it.
And like I said, if Blackout's done right, which I'm pretty sure,
done right,
dude, it's gonna be the icing on the cake.
It's gonna be some trouble.
I'm not gonna need to play Fortnite.
You dropped a 40 bomb Monday, Food Stamp. See, this is a man who didn't play COD like that.
I've never dropped a 20 bomb in my life in COD. Ever. I dropped a 20 bomb in COD. Twice.
Man, I'm warning everybody. Everybody who thinks they're gonna get on the game and just dominate day one
No, you're not.
because they play old school COD.
You're
You're not.
not.
You're gonna get on there and you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Especially if you've been playing
You're gonna
Fortnite.
get your ass kicked.
Especially
You're
if you've
gonna
been-
have to reteach yourself COD.
Yep.
Once you, because this shouts out to everybody. This COD is not a one player domination COD.
No.
It is a team oriented domination COD.
Yeah. And especially regular TDM.
It is a great game. Yeah.
Especially regular TDM, because you gotta remember in the beta it was chaos TDM. Okay, so that means
Mhm.
2 people get to be the same specialist. But when the actual game drops and it's just regular TDM, it's only gonna be 1 specialist
Mhm.
per person. So, and look, I'm gonna give shout outs to Treyarch for this, and this is gonna sound off the wall. This is the one game where I didn't mind being a healer. Healer was actually
You don't mind being a healer, huh?
I don't mind being the healer. The healer was actually, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like being Mercy or being, it wasn't bad. Cause I could still kill. You know what I mean? And you get the healer, you give the team the boost, which was really awesome. I didn't mind it at all. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there was like any specialist or anything that I didn't mind. Now the regeneration to grenades was a little weird at first, but it wasn't that bad as I thought. So
yeah, because I had to understand what was it for.
Right,
yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah, the rules of this game change the rules of COD, and so you have to get used to those rules. Like normally people put on a grenade in that second spot, and they put a lethal on in that other spot, and so you're like used to running some sort of frag grenade and some sort of a flash banger, but you can't just do that now.
Right.
So,
right.
like I said, you got to learn the rules of the game, and that's that first day gonna be relearning the game. DV said he's gonna beast from the rip, so take that to the bank. I want to see.
I want to see that.
Stream the very first few games you play, sir.
Uh-huh.
I want to be there.
Uh-huh.
I want to be there.
Yep.
The game is well balanced, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wills definitely, and that's another game.
Yeah.
I played with Wills a lot. Me and Wills was on it
Yeah.
a lot.
Yep. Yep. I gotta say this too. This is the one COD where not all the maps are the same 3 lanes. Where you have the left lane. Like, yes, there are some maps in the Black Ops 4 where you have the same, we have the lane, the middle lane, the right lane, and the left lane. But there are some maps, I forget what map it was, but that one map with the catwalk. There's so many lanes in that map. Like, oh my Jesus, bro. Like, you always having
The
some.
thing that's,
Go ahead.
not sure the timing will be right, but I'll record. You got to record, man. I want to see you in those very first games, so I can see
I gotta go to the bathroom.
you reteach yourself. I want to see that. The thing about these maps, which is good, and Wills was saying it when we was playing. Every map, they're not too big, they're not too small, they're not like Nuketown, they're not like the Ghost maps that was just ridiculously big. They're medium-sized maps, and normally there's a right, middle, and a left lane. But the way they got it now, each one of the right and the left lane got a way to the middle in the mid, so it's like a constant way to get anywhere. So is the map design? Is that map design, or does the new Fabio play more into it? I think it's both. I think it's both played into it. I think the map design as well, so the team can like maneuver and cover all bases. It works well. It definitely works well. You can't just get locked into. It don't feel like you can just get locked into a spawn killing like that, but they gotta fix the spawning. Yeah, both for sure. Yeah, I feel like it goes hand in hand. The team aspect plus the way the map is to lock down all ways, because we try every mode: hard point, domination, the new control, the kill confirm, the TDM, all 5 maps. We tried them all, and it is very team aspect and oriented. And this game is gonna be I believe DB you're gonna fall in love with this game, especially when you get friends like the 49ers and y'all get to playing and y'all get to calling out what's happening, and it's constant. It's not like, oh, we got to break in the action. No, it's constant fighting and constant shooting and constant calling out, and let's go to a new area. Let's take over this part. Let's go from this way. You come from that way. Oh yeah, yeah. We were beast in control. You need COD back in your life in the big way. This is the game for you. I can't wait. I hope they do what they did last week, and Xbox deserved to get it started on Friday evening, because that's what happened for PlayStation. Xbox deserved it as well. They bet not wait till Friday morning. They better give it to y'all tomorrow night. They need to give it to y'all tomorrow. I'll be calling bullshit if they don't. I will be straight up upset.
From the way y'all kind of describe it, it seems like this is going to be the game that's going to put Team Deathmatch back on the map as far
Yeah.
as like being a big deal, because it seems like they've balanced a lot of stuff. They've balanced the weapons. They've balanced apparently the armor. I mean, the maps. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of flaw that I could say. It seems like a really, really balanced shooter game, which is kind of good, because I think there's going to be people out there that want to break from, the whole battle royale thing, and this game is going to be that break that people need. So I'm actually kind of hyped to hear about this, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. OMG, I know you don't really play COD, and you haven't played since like back in the day.
Yeah.
This felt like, and when I was talking to my friend Taryn, he was like, "Are you just hyped for the game, or is it just like that?" And he's played it himself. He didn't get a chance to play like me. He played like 5 matches, but
Mhm.
he had some things he had to take care of at IRL. And I was sitting there talking to him like, I'm looking for stuff for
Right.
the bad side, because I have a podcast. I gotta talk about it. And
Right.
so
Right.
I'm looking for stuff, and I'm naming the stuff to you. And he like, yeah, you named a couple things here and there. He's like, is that all? And I'm like, no, there
Nah.
isn't. There isn't yet. And if they change stuff, then I could be like, oh, they changed this. They shouldn't have did that. But right now, it's felt complete. The only thing I wanted was more specialists. Like, give me more specialists.
And Taryn brought up a good point. I wasn't there for y'all's conversation, but I was there for talking with Taryn the other day. What did they do to specialists? And I just want to bring this up because this is credit to Taryn. I'm just taking it to discuss it on the podcast. What did they take the specialists and do it like how they do with Rainbow Six? Like each so often, like each season or whatever, they release
a new
specialist.
I think they are going to do something like that.
That
where
would
they're
be
gonna
pretty
add
cool.
specialists during seasons.
Because the way they have the specialists is set up right now, like it could very much be like that. And I was thinking about this while I was in the restroom. It's funny how I start thinking when I'm on the toilet. But
best place to think.
Best thing.
Yep.
The only specialist that's broken right now is the flame guy, and that's just because his passive doesn't work, and he kills himself.
I don't think that's broken, because after Wheels could say it was this one guy that was just dominating us with them.
Really? So we just weren't using it right then?
Because we were the better team. But he just kept coming through with that guy and setting it down. But he was in. The thing about him is he could set it behind the wall and you can't see him, and he already doing it. And you're like, oh snap, I'm on fire.
So we just weren't doing it right then.
We just wasn't doing it right. Like, he knew how to do it.
Yeah.
What if the next specialist, as well as the first DLC, are already in the game files at launch? Is everybody going to be bent out of shape again? No. Let me tell you why. Because if you look at, and me and Will saw it, I said it to Handy, I said it to Wills. If you look at the title screen, the guy on the left is not Crash, because he's a black guy. Crash got a beard. I mean, that guy got a beard. Crash don't. And it's not the same guy. It's a specialist that they didn't add to the game yet. So I know it's somebody on there. They're probably going to release him with the game, or they're probably going to say we're bringing them out a month or two later, maybe a couple months later. Mm-hmm. But it's already people I know that got ready. They just ain't put in the game yet.
And this is going to sound messed up, right? But when the game is good, I don't care about like the DLC, like the whole thing. Like I don't mind. I don't mind throwing my money at a screen at a game that works well. I don't know.
I agree with Odie's. I don't want it, and this is what Taryn is peed off about. This is what he was peed off about the last couple of cards. I don't want it to where it's certain weapons you can't get without purchase, or you can only get out of a crate. Because there could be months where you don't get the game and somebody else get, luckily, and get it the first time they open the crate. No. Now, if you want variants into the crate, fine. If you want, cosmetics into the crates, fine. But I don't want the loot crate to unlock the weapon. That I would be pissed at.
Yo, I don't even think it's gonna. I don't even like. I don't think it's. The only thing I can see loot crates for right now is possibly just cosmetic. Cause I could see.
Yeah.
I could see. Now here again, this is hypothesis mode handy. Okay. I could see them implementing variants, and I don't mean like loot crate variants, but I could see them implementing variant weapons in the battle royale mode. You pick up different variants of an AR with a red dot or whatever. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
and DB already said unlock challenges will be included. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta use this gun so much, and that unlocks the gun of the same type.
Right.
Fine, I can do that.
Just like when you, with them being foregrip 1 and foregrip 2, if you want to use foregrip 2, you have to unlock it. I did like this too. I did like the fact that
we didn't even talk about operator mods yet.
Oh, and another thing,
about that yet.
It makes it so, because remember, you never wanted to max your weapon, because what was the point, right? What was the point of maxing your weapon? Just to prestige it. This, you get the operation mod.
You get the operator mod when you max weapon.
Right, and you can tweak your weapon how you kind of when it gives you a choice. And
the Cordite, let me tell you, because you ain't get a chance to see this.
Yeah.
The Cordite, when you maximize it, you get an operator mod, right? The operator mod is you never need to reload the gun. It puts all the ammo that you got in reserve in the gun. So you start off with 600 bullets. You never reload the gun. Yes.
Wow.
Exactly. I was like,
wow.
Man, dude, it changed the game. It changed the gun didn't feel the same. But I when I played it with the first without it, it was good. When I played it with it, it was good. It felt different. But you can see how the game won't get stale. There's so much you can do with it.
Another thing that I liked about the game,
660 rounds in the gun, but it will overheat. Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't OP because if you constantly shoot it, it will overheat.
Yeah,
and it will break down.
Again, so they always have a counter. They've put a counter in it for every situation in this game so far that I've noticed. What did he say?
Still with all those bullets. But handy, even with all those bullets, you have to hit your shot.
Hey, I hit my shots in this game. I actually did pretty well at this game. DB, Fortnite just makes me look like a bad shooter.
So even with that, it's not broken.
Yeah,
they made it so. They made it so with the advantages, you got a disadvantage. If you sit there with the gun shooting, and because you don't have to reload, you overheat, and next thing you can't shoot. Then what you gonna do? So, that's smart. That's smart.
Oh, and then he said operator takes up 3 or 2 attachment spots. I didn't know that.
It takes up. Yeah, it's not like you just put it on. So you're sacrificing something to put it on. If you use it right, it feels good. But if you try to take too much of an advantage, you can hurt yourself. So it's not broken. It's not overpowered like a certain P90 was.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that I liked about the game too is not every AR had the same attachments. Like me and Bezoid noticed that when we first started playing. Cause at first we thought we couldn't put silencers on the AR, and then me and him were kind of sad. But it was just certain ARs that you can't put certain silencers on, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like if you want a silencer on a weapon, it made you have to learn these certain weapons. If you wanted, I don't know, high caliber, you had to have certain weapons. So I thought that was pretty cool, because normally
like it.
Normally how every COD is all the ARs have the same attachments. All the SMGs have the same attachments. And it just gets stale. But
Definitely agree with you on that. I like the fact that certain guns got certain attachments,
yep.
and it felt like not the guns wasn't the same guns, just did look different.
Right.
It felt like each gun had its own
identity. Yep. Or
its own identity. That's a better word. Its own identity.
Yeah.
And so when you're picking up a new gun, you're like, oh, this feels good.
Yeah.
This feels different.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely agree with that.
Definitely.
Me too, DB.
What did he say? He said
he curious about what the completionist camo would be this time. Remember we had Dark Matter, and then we had the what is it called in IW? Oh, what was it called?
It was a purple suit though.
Yeah, and then it was like
royalty. It was royalty.
There you go.
Royalty.
And then in World War II, I don't even know. I didn't even care.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even get that far.
Care, dude.
Yeah, I didn't get that far.
World War II just the guns in World War II had no appeal to me.
Yeah.
It had none. This one, it has appeal to me. The guns had so much appeal.
Yeah, definitely. Man, even all the way down to like you can, like the 10 slots is back.
I don't think they're gonna do that, DB.
What did he say?
He said, and I can tell you this: when they start adding dumbass melee and novelty weapons, I will no longer play the game. I honestly feel they will not do that. One, because people are gonna get killed coming at somebody with a melee, and two, they don't want this game to feel gimmicky. From what I've felt of the game, it felt like Overwatch.
Yeah, it felt like a esports kind of
like Overwatch mixed with Rainbow, mixed with COD, and they all you know what? It felt like they had a threesome, and this was the baby that came out. That's what it felt like, and I'm not trying to joke on this. It felt team oriented, which is what Overwatch is, and it felt chaotic, which is what Call of Duty is, and it felt so team based, team like SWAT teamish, which is what Rainbow Six is. So it felt like all that. Yeah, but honestly, that's the way Black Ops 3 started. Yeah, Black Ops 3 from day one started. You felt gimmicky. You felt like you was the specialist, and you were trying to be that best specialist.
Right, everybody
it feels like you're a team player.
Right.
And it feels like you're on SWAT, and you're like, "Let's go, Red Team." It honestly felt like you're in a team-based game instead of I'm a Ripper. I'm a Spectre. Let me go in here and kill people. No, it don't feel like you're alone. It feels like you're a team, and I cannot say it enough. That feeling is so much different from past Call of Duties.
And let me state this too. Even though we say it feels like Overwatch, it's not like the bad part of Overwatch where like
not the bad part.
Where if your teammate is just like not doing what they're supposed to do, where the game is just like the game is thrown. You know what I'm saying? You still have somewhat of a chance. It's gonna be harder, but you still have somewhat of a chance. It's not going to be as bad as like when me and Bezoid play comp Overwatch and somebody just doesn't be the person they're supposed to be and just totally like throws the game.
Agreed.
So
what it is when I say it's more like Overwatch, it's like everybody's job complements each other.
Right.
The recon, being able to see where the enemy is and put the sensor up, meshes well with Ajax. Okay, let me give you a situation. You start the match, both teams is heading towards the middle, and a recon comes up and shoots the sensor to see where the other team is at. And then the Ajax come in and he throws a frag 9 to blind them. And then you can have the battery come in and throw the grenade after it. Or you can have the Prophet send the little thing, the little RC car in to go electrocute them. And as the other team is moving in to come shoot. It's so many things that complement each other. Or you feel as though somebody coming up behind you, and then the guy put the razor wire behind you so you can't get there. Or he put the barricade in the front so y'all got cover. It's so much that you can compliment and play off each other.
And to be honest, if I'm to be quite frank, I hate comparing the game to any
Jeez,
other
watch
games.
for-
I hate comparing it to other games, but like that's the only way people can get like mental pictures, of it without playing
Yeah.
playing it.
without playing it.
But because like honestly, I've played Rainbow. Honestly, I've played Overwatch, and even though it has some tendencies, it's nothing like the games either. And
Right.
you just gotta play it for yourself. You gotta play it like you've never played any COD in your life. This is the first COD you've ever played, and just
I'm running out of bullets, and then your teammate like, here you go, some ammo.
right here's your ammo.
Like, here's
yeah,
some ammo packs. It's so
yeah,
much stuff,
it's just,
dude.
I can't wait, bro. Please come out tomorrow so I could play it during
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
I just want to see the first 7 matches that DV play, just to see.
I want to see
how
Grandpa
he-
play. I want to see.
I want to
play.
see Grandpa play. Yeah. Oh my God. I
wanna
want to see the first couple matches.
I want to see Grandpa
Because
play.
I honestly believe Grandpa's gonna dominate from match 1.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that because he plays more laid back tactical than I would think me and DB and others play. You're gonna be playing it and streaming it. Oh, I want to see that. Oh, I don't just want to play it. I want to watch other people play.
Yeah,
it.
I know.
That's how
I
hype it
know.
is.
I know. Like that's another thing too. Like, do you realize like the viewership is coming back? And I know
Mhm.
that's hard to say for because it's a beta and of course it's all new, but it's actually fun to watch.
Yeah,
It's actually really fun to watch.
I streamed 14 hours of it on Saturday. When I got off, I'm finding myself watching other people play it after I got off, and I'm like,
Mhm.
God dang, I'm supposed to be going to sleep, and I'm sitting there another hour watching.
I played with Bezoid until 4 in the morning. I didn't want to stop, but I had to stop because I knew I had to stream the next day. That's the only reason why I stopped. I could have played with Bezoid until probably until I passed out. I enjoyed it that much. I don't know. There's really not really much you can say about the game. Although I want to bring something up, and I think people are just bringing stuff up to complain about because I didn't notice this. Did you notice any frame drops? Some
No.
YouTubers were complaining about frame droppage. And I was
No.
like, I didn't see none. And these are not no namer YouTubes. These are people that are well known in the Kai community, and they were complaining about that. And I was like, where?
Wills, you still in the chat?
Yeah, he's there.
I
He's
wanted
there.
to see if he's still there.
And I don't pay attention to that stuff. But
You bet it was Allier.
no, I don't want to say the name, but it wasn't Allier. It wasn't
Wills
Allier.
is there. Okay.
Yeah, I won't
We
say.
didn't experience a couple of lag situations until maybe the last day or the second to last day, correct? Because the first day, I don't remember having any lag issues. I think the second to last day or the last day was when we had a match or two where it was like, oh, my man is lagging right there.
And the party issue wasn't even that bad. I mean, we tried.
don't even try it, TV. Don't even try it. Nope. Just a couple of times near the end. Right. It was only towards the end, and it was like a guy would be lagging. You'd be like, dang, that guy right there is floating.
Right. And we didn't even have the party issue thing.
No,
really.
we didn't have any.
I mean,
party
it was one or two times, and that was it. Other than that, the game ran smooth. I think I only had one time where that connection little thing came across the screen, and that was it. They also, just for you geek nerds that might be listening, that like to know about ping and stuff, you can actually enable that and turn that on, so you can actually see your ping while you're in battle, just like in Black Ops 3. My ping was pretty good. My ping was at a 30. 30
That's
or 20.
That's what was happening, DB. People batteries was going too low from playing it so much.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, nobody wanted to sleep.
No.
Nobody wanted to sleep.
Nah.
That game had everybody hooked.
No.
And it's gonna happen to y'all. It's gonna
Yeah,
happen to y'all.
it's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm good. I'm hoping so because I miss my COD people. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
like it felt so good for all of us to play COD again. Like,
That's where I know we watched Grandpa for Fortnite. I originally started watching Grandpa on COD,
yeah,
and so
me
I
too.
remember all
too.
almost every night I was watching him at night.
That's
and
where
laughing
Grandpa
and
got
stuff.
his, like, to me, like, that's where Grandpa got his shine from, like, was COD.
Oh yeah,
You know, so I'm gonna start.
I'm looking forward to seeing him back on COD.
All right, go ahead. What did she say? Booby said she's gonna start some trouble. That's all I read.
I'm gonna start some trouble, but I'm gonna start some trouble, but I would respectfully request that everyone streaming Black Ops not forget to play with subs over non-subs. That is the channel's policy. Love. Definitely, I understand. I agree.
Right.
Someone streamed it for the whole lot, baby. I agree. You're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just saying this for me. If I have done that, let me know. Like, don't be afraid to be like, let me know. I don't think I have, but if I have, let me know. You know, and if I have done it, I do apologize. You know, just putting it out there, just to make
Yep.
sure. I don't know if I have or not. I don't think I have, but if I have, if I have, charge it to my head just because I was hype, and I just wasn't thinking. So definitely, yeah. But like that's how it's always been in my channel. Is subs always get priority. For sure. Glad you are level.
It's friend. It's called friend. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's right too.
Yeah, definitely. For sure. Definitely.
Well, it seems like overall, this is going to be a good thing. So I'm really happy that there's a good, deathmatch game coming out that's going to distract everyone from this world that has become,
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. So,
But there is a Battle Royale mode too, though, coming. I mean,
right,
it's coming with the game.
and which means it'll scratch that itch if you ever want to get back to it, but you're not forced to do it. And if you end up liking the other mode, I mean, just more props to them. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to see where this game goes as it comes out and everybody gets hyped about it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh man, I can't wait to see that. If that blackout mode is as good as this multiplayer mode is, Fortnite in
And
trouble.
it could be.
Fortnite is in trouble.
Definitely.
I'm just saying it right now. Fortnite is in trouble. I don't think it's not gonna die. Don't even think it's gonna die from that. It's
No.
gonna be in trouble of being in the first spot.
Definitely.
It may not continue to have the first spot.
Okay.
It's gonna be still there, but that COD will have so much more to offer
Right.
if this blackout mode goes
Right.
goes really well.
I won't need to play Fortnite to get my Battle Royale crave. Does that make sense? Because I crave Battle Royale because I crave the adrenaline rush. Maybe I'm an adrenaline junkie. I don't know. But that's where I get my adrenaline rush from. Like yesterday with me getting my almost my solo win yesterday, that was pretty like intense for me. Even
DB,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I wanna go off what DB just said after you say what you got to
And
say.
I enjoy that moment right there when like everything gets all quiet and the tunnel vision comes in and I'm freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy that so much, and so to have that in a game that I love already, like that's gonna be amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah. DB hit the nail on the head when he just said that. He says, not gonna lie, Fortnite is already fading. Just nothing right now to take the limelight. There is nothing right now to beat Fortnite yet.
There's nothing. There's really
nothing else is on this level. If this comes up and challenges Fortnite, we will all notice that you honestly don't got nothing left in Fortnite. I mean,
Right.
You want to know what's holding it together? Everybody's watching more than playing.
Right.
I realized the other day that Fortnite is better to watch than it is to play sometimes. And
I
Go ahead.
I you know I was gonna say I agree, and you know what it is? It's kind of like this, right? Like we like to see a painter, right? We like to see a good painting, but sometimes like when we go and try to paint the same painting, it doesn't like go out. It doesn't look as awesome as it is. And I've realized, and this is gonna be weird when I say this, Fortnite is an art form. Like the way people build and do the bouncing and like do all that fancy stuff, that is an art. So when you see like somebody like do like cool artwork, like that's awesome. You want to watch that, and that's and that's freaking cool. And I've noticed that too. Like I'll sit there and watch Big Timer all day long, cause it's just cool to watch him play. But like it sucks like when you can't do it yourself because it, like I said, it's an art form. I totally agree with that. Totally agree.
I think the addictiveness towards the end is gone as well. Like that end battle.
Right. It's just
You don't feel that rush. Like the thing that was so awesome when I was playing with everybody over the weekend is whether we dominated and felt good, whether we got our ass kicked and felt, and like, dang, they just whipped our ass, or it was a close match. The whole match just felt like fun chaos.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a fun, intense run.
Right.
And so that was the remember you was talking about, it was a while back. We had an episode and you were saying that that's something that Fortnite had that Call of Duty didn't. The past Call of Duties is that intense factor at the end.
Right. Yep.
And this one, they got it. It feels like you got it the whole match.
Totally agree with you there.
It's back now, and when I went back to play Fortnite, we got a win and stuff, and I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that intense, that hypeness I got when we played COD.
Yeah.
And I was
for the people listening, the only reason why I was hyped yesterday for me during Fortnite is because I haven't got my Fortnite solo win yet, and I almost had it. And if I would have just camped like a little bee and just sat there and let the storm take them out, I probably would have won. But I didn't want to win that way.
You got thirsty. You could have set up for the kill.
I could have. But
you ain't have to turtle. You could have just set up for that win.
But that, yeah.
And then put a little thing to cover you, and then that's not turtling.
Yeah, that's true.
You could have set up for that win.
That's true. But that's the only reason why I was still hyped, because I was like, wow, I might actually win my first game. But once I win my first game, But I guess, and I don't want to go too far into Fortnite.
Me too.
I just want to ask you this. I just want to ask you this one question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you touched the gun?
Yes, I've touched the double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
And see, things like that. Are we going into this? I'm sorry. I know it's already 2:28. Dude, the game that Fortnite, that everybody fell in love with, was simple.
Right, that's very true.
It was simple. That's why we loved it. It's so damn complex right now that it is not fun. It's not fun.
Right.
I like Fortnite, but it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much stuff where you're like, oh, this a gimme, and this a gimme, and this a gimme. Now we bringing back double barrel shotguns. For what? We already got shotguns that do the damage. We already got shotguns that do what it does. But now we got, and it's not like it's a long load time. It's reloads quick. It just don't make sense. You got a P90 that destroys with 50 bullets. You got the other SMG which destroys. Then you got, now that they changed the way the building is, where brick is better than wood now, and you got RPGs.
Wait! I didn't even know that. What?
Yes, brick is better than wood now. They both start off with 80 health. Brick goes up higher at the end. Yup.
I didn't even know that.
Then they took less. They make you only have 3 C4 now, but they gave back the damage, which they shouldn't have messed it in the first place. Why are they doing this stuff? Because we want to buff this playstyle and nerf this playstyle? No, you should have just left it simple.
Right.
Now we got just too much. It's
right.
It's too much. Grandpa said it first. He was like, they're gonna ruin it by making it too damn complex, and it's not gonna be fun and simple no more. And now it's not fun and simple, and we're not having fun.
I feel like when I'm playing Fortnite, and this might be weird, but I feel like I'm playing 12 games of speed chess at once because there's so many things I have to keep track of, you know, and that just even makes it even more sense. And another thing I want to comment on, you know why they came up with. I feel like, and again, this is handy hypothesis mode. Okay, don't judge me, but I feel like they made the double barrel shotgun to fool the people into bringing back double shotguns, but without giving people double shotguns. So basically, the main streamers get what they want.
Yeah, Ninja and them got what they wanted, dude.
Yep,
they got what they wanted.
They got what they wanted,
and that sucks because that means they listen to them over
Yep.
the community.
They got
what the community needs.
They got what they wanted.
So
they got what they wanted, and it was ways where, oh well, technically we didn't bring back double shotguns. It's just a new shotgun. But
why would it specifically be a 2-shot?
Right,
shot?
exactly.
Why wouldn't it just be like an SPF 12, which has like automatic shotgun rifle? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it was specifically a 2-shot shotgun.
Right.
And you expect me to believe that that's not double shotgunning?
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Man, oh, I'm so annoyed because I don't want Fortnite to fail.
No.
Do I want some other game to get the top spot right now? Yes.
Of course.
I believe it's time.
Competition's good.
But
Game
I
competition's
don't
good.
want Fortnite to fail. And
Right.
they are over-complexing something that was just so simple and fun.
Yeah.
It was just simple.
Yeah.
You land 100 people.
Yeah.
You go. You build up a couple walls if somebody shoot at you.
Yeah.
You go have a little battle. You shoot people. You die. You respawn. I mean, you go into the next match. You win. Let's go. We're hyped. We won. But now it's just so many stupid things that they just over-complex it, and it's no longer fun. They took the fun away, and that's what happened to a lot of games. This is just on the biggest scale because of how popular this game is.
Yep.
Oh.
They let money get to their head, man. Money got to them.
What if the release of the new shotgun is to test to see if it is viable to remove the pump?
But why? Like, why is there all... I don't know.
That could be a thing, DV. That honestly could be. That's a good question. That could be a thing. I know I said they're going to keep doing stuff because they don't want it to be stale. But in doing that, it's taking away people's enjoyment of it.
Right.
You're supposed to keep the people's enjoyment. And they're not doing that. We spend more time being irked and annoyed at so many things
than having fun.
That are originally started us enjoying the game is no longer there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just talking about winning. Winning happens on occasion. You're not going to win every match. We all know that. But the thing that everybody loved, it was just simple. Simplicity is what made it so good. It's so good to just grab a couple of friends and laugh as you just do stuff.
Right.
And
winning's almost not even fun anymore.
I'm just annoyed with it because I was so much.
Yeah, I know.
We spend more time. We spend more time picking a loadout because there's too many guns to pick up. Right? Should I get this gun? Should I get this gun?
Yeah.
Not including the things other than weapons that we never got new weapons or rotated weapons in or out. They not face the same complaints that COD did for never adding weapons. Let me think about that. But I gotta say it right. Not including things other than weapons. But if we never got new weapons or rotated in and out, would they not face the same complaints that COD did for never adding weapons? Would they?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I can't.
No.
I can't.
I don't think it's the problem of them adding weapons. I think it's the problem of them the rate they're adding it.
Right.
And then the fact that they're adding them and not balancing them before they're added. They gotta balance them after they're added. And
Right.
so things are broken for a while, and then people get irked by that. And then
It's
like
too much too quick.
things is broken, and then it's to the point it's so broken that it felt like when they do patch something else, it's like a counter to that brokenness, when it shouldn't be that. It should be a person's skill. Like, it was a gun I felt was very, very strong. Could it dominate the game in COD? No, it could not dominate the game in COD, because it all depended on the person's skill.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gun on it's a gun on Call of Duty called the Spitfire, right? It's
Yeah.
literally the Vesper from Black Ops 3. The fire rate is ridiculous, but it's got a little bit of recoil. Not a lot of recoil, just a little bit.
I say
But
it's more
that
like the
gun-
Scorpion from Black Ops 2, but I mean, back, you know.
But that gun could not dominate a match. It felt good the first couple of games. You like, God, it felt like you lasered somebody. But when I got the Cordite, I felt like I did way better than I did with the Spitfire.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was all balanced on skill.
Mm-hmm.
When the guy got a P90 on you on Fortnite, it just felt wrong. It felt cheap, you know.
Spray
Or
and
when
pray.
you killed the guy, it felt cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They don't continue to change the meta, the game would have died up already. I mean, if it was still all double pump, how many people would have walked away already? Agreed. I believe some people would have walked away if it was still all double pump. Totally agree. They should. That's why I agree with the Odie's one gun rule.
Right.
We would have had the one type of gun rule that me and Odie's been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have to even worry about that. But
Yeah,
we
agree.
can leave that for another
Another topic.
episode.
Yep.
Yeah,
Another.
because it's getting late. We should probably go ahead and call us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
definitely,
I want
definitely.
to make you some red beans and rice. So, I'm going to go ahead and close this out here.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you guys for watching us at the OG Podcast. We appreciate all of our audiences, our Twitch community, our YouTube community, our SoundCloud community, and our Stitcher community. We do thank you guys for taking the time out to check out what we do. And keep in mind that your boy Handy and Bezoid, they both stream live on Twitch. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but if you didn't know and you've been living under a rock, go ahead and pull up the internet a little bit and do a little bit of research. You might see these guys playing some awesome games and being very entertaining and possibly educational. You might learn something as well. And then, of course, I got some YouTube videos. If you're looking for some really good, solid mobile games to play, and you're wondering, how do these games even look? Like, you're just telling me they're good, but how do I know? Well, guess what? I demo some of these games, so you can actually get first-hand look at how these games are. So that's right. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Twitch. We're doing big things, and yes, Able Gamers tomorrow. They're going to be there with Handy Killcam doing his thing. So be a supporter of their group. They're doing big things in the industry. And then always 10 a.m. Central every Wednesday morning, we will be here bringing you some good conversation about video games. And that's what we want. We just want to have a simple, fun conversation. So be here next week so we can continue to talk.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm waiting this time.
I'm late. No. I was laughing at what DV said. There we go.
Oh, it went out. Ah.